Nashville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. No, it's not a recorded thing. Sometimes I just lock into the old numbers and it all works. Anyway. Welcome into the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville still. You can hear us everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click that live video link. Subscribe to the channel. Join us in the chat. It's another A-plus mock draft day. It's one day closer to the 2026 NFL draft.
It's one day closer to this being over.
You're going to hear that a lot.
I am
a lot.
We are to that point of draft season where I'm like, just Jets, just in this excrement.
Oh man. Well, your AJ Brown thing, or you think Howie Roseman's doing a good job right now of making us feel comfortable that AJ Brown is going to continue to be an Eagle? Because to me, that is the biggest and latest story in lying season.
Well,
we can see you, right? We know what you're doing.
Yeah, you gave Dontavian Wicks $12.5 million. Like, but would you do that out of the kindness of your heart? Hollywood Brown, everybody's playing a spot lower than they should be. That's not gonna live that way.
I just don't understand why. Why is it necessary? You just gotta give the media something to talk about. I guess that's what it's all about. Or you're just tired of them asking the question, and it's all honesty.
So basically, where I'm at is I think Howie Roseman is to AJ Brown as at the NFL draft nerd Jeremy Green is to Malachi Lawrence. I'm so tired of this dude's name.
Tired of talking about
I
him.
don't care what he does.
Nope.
I don't care if he goes at 103. I don't care. Just for the love of all that's good and holy, can we get him on a team so the 31 other fan bases can stop asking me about him?
Malachi Lawrence to Dexter Lawrence. What's the deal there?
Oh, I mean, Dexter Lawrence is going to get paid by the Giants. They've had formative talks. Yeah, that's where that was always probably going to go. Because, I mean, at 30 years old, you're going to put Dexter Lawrence out there, and teams are going to go, no, maybe you do. Maybe you do. And the Giants are going to, we're going to pass on that.
So who's telling the truth in that scenario? Are the talks going well, quote unquote, or what was it, progressing, as Joe Shane put it? Or is it like the media team for the for Dexter Lawrence came out afterward and went, no, it's not. It's not going well.
Both of those things can be true. Because the Giants, if the Giants offer went up and got closer to what Dexter Lawrence wants, he's right. They are progressing. But if they think Dexter Lawrence is going to come off his number and their team knows that he's not going to, well, that's not really progress, because the only progress can be you get to my number or there is no other discussion.
Okay. All right. So what's the number?
This is corporate cattle trading at its finest.
What is the number, though? What's he looking for?
For Dexter, probably 30. If I had a wager, I'd say he's probably after 4 years, $120 million. I mean, because he's not getting what Chris Jones got. I don't see anyway. I don't really see any defensive tackle getting that.
You wouldn't think so. But that typically is where you're at, right? That typically is why you pick these fights. Now, granted, what was it? He's like the 11th highest paid tackle in the league. So, yes, he deserves more than that. I think we've already covered that at some point. But I mean, you usually only pick these fights when you want to be the guy. So does Dexter Lawrence believe he's the guy? And how crazy is he to believe that he's the guy right now?
I mean, he's a really good football player.
Mm-hmm.
I would say he's a top 5 D tackle in the league.
Okay. Who's ahead of him?
And yes, I did say that with the maybe.
Who's ahead of him?
Jalen Carter. But they don't play the same position.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where defensive linemen.
This is where the techs come in.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to tell you a little story of something that happened yesterday that's going to tie all of this together.
Mm-hmm.
So the mullet came out. I sent it to there's a forward in the beginning. Everybody that's in the forward, I sent it to. One of those people is Logan Paulson. He sent me a text last night with screenshots of the defensive tackle rankings, where I went 1 tech, 3 tech, 5 tech. And his exact text said, God bless you for doing this way, because this is the hardest thing for me to get the average fan to understand, is that those 3 things are different. When you go to log into Madden, they all say defensive tackle. Mm-hmm. They don't play the same position, and they are wildly different. So when you look at where we're at salary-wise, Chris Jones plays edge too. So just take that one completely out of your brain. Milton Williams is closer, still not quite there. Jordan Davis is probably the most apples-to-apples comparison, and he just got 26.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter Lawrence ain't taking less than Jordan Davis. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So you can think that Philadelphia overpaid all you want to. This is the reason teams get so angry. You know, when we went through that collusion thing with Deshaun Watson, it's because the other 31 owners went to Jimmy Haslam and went, listen here, stupid. If you don't want us to pick you up by your ankles and dunk you in this toilet, you're going to stop doing stupid stuff like that, because these guys come back to us and want us to do the same stupid thing you just did. So, I mean, that's where I'm at, is that I would say Dexter Lawrence currently is at 22.5.
Yeah.
If you're upset enough, and this is the last year of the deal, he's got a void year next year. If you're upset enough, or no, I hate charts. He's got 2 more years. Goes into unrestricted free agency. The deal just ends in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you're angry enough to start threatening, I demand a trade, we got to rework the deal, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jordan Davis is probably the one where he went, I believe it is time that we revisit my compensation agreement.
I'm all about it. I'm all for a guy getting paid. I just want you to be paid what you're worth. And sometimes determining what you're worth, it gets a little wonky.
It can be an uncomfortable conversation.
Absolutely it can.
Unfortunately, I have to have these conversations a lot.
They tend to happen from time to time. So,
and as big of a jackal as I am, it's not fun to look at people and go,
you're not worth that.
Can't, hurts.
I mean, I feel like in the position of the New York Giants, Joe Shane, pay him his money, right? Don't give him the opportunity to get ticked off.
I will say a little just housekeeping thing. It would blow your mind how many times I've had to look at people and go, well, I own the company and you can't make more than I do. That's just not going to happen. I've had to have that very discussion with no less than 8 people.
Well, look, Joe Shane collects his paycheck from somebody else, and I guarantee you Dexter Lawrence will make more money than he does.
For sure.
No doubt.
Stubby Nubby with probably the comment of the day so far.
Yep.
You know who did get paid, Tank? Kenny Gainwell. Tank's a little on edge today.
Are you trying?
Tank's a little on edge today. Now me, I'm clinging to life because I may or may not have made some less than awesome decisions yesterday.
Jeremy went out and did Jeremy things last night.
I did. I'll put it this way. I told everybody, we got to be at work at 8:30. I came stumbling in about 10:45. So that's good.
He went full Charlotte Hornets last night. He went full overtime.
That's the first NBA game I've watched all year.
It was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun.
The end of that ball game was just so much fun.
I do have to say this, though. Is there anything in this world that's harder to watch than the last 2 minutes of an NBA game? No. because it is just 10 dudes going, what is the physical worst shot I can take? Watch me throw this over my head, and it'd blow your mind how often they go down.
Yeah.
4, off balance, falling out of bounds. I think Kobe White almost fell into the front row.
Mm-hmm.
Drano.
Mm-hmm. It's so disgusting sometimes. However, it does have a poetry to it when it goes off like it did last night.
As a former player of that sport, there was nothing poetic about that. I was so angry by the end of the game. Just run some form of offense and get a shot. And Tyler Hero, I hate Tyler Hero. This is just me being 100% honest. I hate his face. I hate that stupid line he cuts into his hair. I hate his game. I hate physically. The fact he lives and breathes pisses me off because he is everything that's wrong with the NBA in one person. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Last 3 separate times he saved Miami and every time it was a worse shot. The last one was top 3 worst shots I've ever seen in my life, and it went down.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rant.
I
was planning on doing this at the bottom of the hour.
If it keeps going down, there's got to be something to it.
I was planning on doing this at the bottom of the hour, but he said it, and I had to deal with it.
It's fine. It is what it is now. And hopefully the Hornets can come up with another win and actually get into the playoffs.
I will say that was hard for me to NBA. Let me explain. See the way my bank account's set up? Let me explain something to you. You should play the 7 and the 10 and the 8 and the 9 in a one-off, and whoever wins it gets into the playoffs. But that's not fair. Don't worry about fair. Explaining what you're doing here makes my brain. I wish I'd had a camera in front of me because I didn't know any of that. I'm so passive to the NBA. I didn't understand.
It's like a double elimination.
Yep, that's stupid. Stop doing that. It's dumb. It's dumb. We don't do it anywhere else. Stop doing that.
This from the same guy who likes the West Coast Conference tournament, where everything is a play-in. Like that's all it is just
if you finish 14th in what is that? Is it the West Coast Conference?
Yeah.
I thought it was the Sun Belt.
I think maybe they do it too now.
Yeah. If you finish 14th in the Sun Belt, I don't really care what they do to you. Frankly, if they just didn't even invite you, I'd be fine with that. Like, you know what? We had 4 teams that are any good. Screw it. That's the only 4 that get to go. The rest of you have to go home and think about what you did. I'm fine with that.
Right. Yes.
I will say, after a couple of fireballs and several sleepless nights completing the mullet, explaining to non-NBA fans the entry process to the playoffs, which I was figuring out as I was saying it, that was sheer comedy. I went on like a 4-minute rant and then figured out, I have this wrong. That's not what that says. I didn't read that so hot. Okay, scrap everything I just said, forget every word I just said, and come in this completely blind.
Hornets are going on to Friday for a chance at the 8 seed. That's how that works.
Woo!
And then Orlando and Philly are playing tonight, and the winner of that one gets the 7 seed. The loser plays the Hornets Friday.
Yes.
That's how the play-in tournament works.
Tank activated his camera, and now we're staring at his neck hole.
Shoot. He did that thing again.
That's good.
My neck hole.
If you have a blemish on your neck right now, there is a freckle right there that's just gigantic. This day is not daying the way I want it today.
Apparently it's all screwed up. I don't know how to fix that.
Red Sea said, Tank, you need to shave, brother.
Can we unplug it and plug it back in?
Tank,
yeah,
hey,
I haven't shaved in a couple of days.
Tank hasn't shaved in a week, and it looks like I look by about the end of the day.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's pretty close to a week. It doesn't grow like yours. Shut up, man.
Yeah, if I don't shave for a week, trust me, you'll know. Because all of a sudden I look like Andrew Luck circa playoffs 2017.
Right. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll be right back.
This is Braves country, where history lives and legends rise. And now, the next chapter begins because the Atlanta Braves are back.
Swung on and belted. Deep right field. Gone!
The names you know: Acuna, Harris, and Riley, Albies, Olsen, and Baldwin. Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountains' home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
It's not just a radio app. It's what's happening right now.
It's on.
On the iHeartRadio app, you're not just listening. You're in it.
You better believe it.
From breaking news to what's happening in your community.
Local, national, and world.
Live moments.
New development.
Real voices.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest.
Amazing prizes. Plus, talk to your favorite hosts using the TalkBack mic.
I have loved always hearing you guys.
This is where culture comes alive.
I listen everywhere on the app.
Download the iHeartRadio app today.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health. Because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
To provide the music, talk, and sports you love. And to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Atlanta Braves are rocking into the 2026 season. When lights are on, the Braves are on. Asheville's Real Rock 105.1. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Experience the Parks promise at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
The Sportsocracy.
Let's open up the whole can and kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
Oh, welcome back in to the Sportsocracy. Yeah, Gary Birch knows. So once I hit puberty, I'm going to kick all y'all's asses. You just watch.
Don't ever take HGH. That's the only if you do, I mean, I will say you have a dormant growth spurt.
It's
you take one cycle of HGH, you could be 6'2".
Oh, I'd be hell on wheels. Just waiting. I've been waiting for that growth spurt to come since freshman year in high school.
The shocking thing is that that's never happened to like a professional athlete that did this. I know 2 people that's happened to. They started taking cycles of HGH, and all of a sudden their feet were like 3 sizes bigger than they were.
Yikes.
How do you explain that to somebody? I'm 31 years old, and I just went from a size 12 to a size 15. You did something. I don't know what it was, but you did something.
Got that old Barry Bonds treatment. That's what he did. Head got all swole. I mean, biceps got real big. I remember what Canseco's wife said. You watch out. I bet HGH will do that same stuff.
Stephen Tao said HGH might be the healthiest thing in Tank's refrigerator.
Possibly. That and the pickles. That's about it. That's about it.
Are pickles healthy?
Sure. I mean, some sodium content, but I mean, it's a cucumber.
Yeah, but it's a cucumber with
vinegar.
Other stuff.
Well, it's vinegar. A little bit of sugar.
I
mean, unless you eat the real sweet pickles, you know.
I don't. I eat one kind of pickles. Clausen pickles. And you know where I get them? At my local Ingalls supermarkets. Low prices. Love the savings.
That's right. Don't forget, you too can save on your groceries and gas with Ingalls supermarkets.
And your medications.
Ingalls-markets.com. Yes, all of the things. Oh, we're so brand loyal.
Oh, for sure.
The Ingalls Living the Dream Tour, by the way, is going to wrap up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania next week.
Do you realize how many people we're going to have? I booked the house yesterday, so we are official. The bus will be here at 9:30 on Tuesday morning to take us to Pittsburgh. Everybody else is flying in either Tuesday or Wednesday. We have 14 people in this house. We rented an entire duplex. I had to send David Smith, our resident Canadian. He has to declare where he's staying with the Canadian government. I sent him 2 addresses. He called me and went, wait, why do we have 2? Because we have 2 houses. They just share a wall, so it's like one big house.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I've never been to Pittsburgh. So
Pittsburgh's a cool town.
I'm excited to see what the town's all about.
The funny thing is Pittsburgh's kind of like, how do I explain this appropriately? Pittsburgh's a lot like Green Bay if Green Bay was awesome. Because you do have the downtown, and there's like houses right down the street. It's like we're maybe in 10-minute drive from Acrisure, which is where the actual event will be.
Right. But does it have like a cool nightlife? Is there something I mean, because like
on
Green
a scale
Bay,
of 1 to 10, how much do you like to drink? Because if you like to drink, you're going to enjoy Pittsburgh a lot.
Is it just a whole bunch of
There are a lot of places to get a cold alcoholic beverage.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Not necessarily as many gyms as you'd be looking for, but put it this way: that Pittsburgh's where we went for fun times in my younger years. I haven't been back to Pittsburgh in.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
look where you're coming from. I was
going to say you were coming from West Virginia, where hey, look, a sheep.
I like how that was said.
It's like even Cleveland would be cool next to that. So, just trying to get the scale of Pittsburgh here. No, I've heard great things about Pittsburgh. Mostly just food stuff, though. So, I'm really looking forward to the sandwich. That's about it.
Yeah, there is. What's the name of that place?
Manny Brothers.
Manny Brothers.
Yeah, give me one of them, and I feel like my trip to Pittsburgh is complete.
It won't take long of us being in Pittsburgh for you to go, why do you know where all the bars are and you don't know anything else? Because why do you think I came here?
It's the only thing that his alcohol-soaked memory can pull back out is the location of the bars all around town.
I mean, I know where the gentlemen's clubs are as well. So,
well, there's that. I don't believe that we'll be doing much of that on the trip. I mean, seeing as how we've never done it before. So
you ever heard the Loretta
Lynn?
Lynn?
Start doing that now.
Yeah, you ever heard the old Loretta Lynn song? I was born a coal miner's daughter. Yeah, there was a sequel to that called A Steelworker's Daughter, and it's about the gentlemen's clubs in Pittsburgh. So you go see some stuff, bro. You go see some stuff.
Okay, all right. Are there any rumblings? Is there any latest rumors about? The
most of them
class?
Most of them I can debunk pretty quickly.
Let's hit it.
New Orleans Saints are locking in on about 7 players. I've heard Reuben Bain. I've heard Mansoor Delane. I've heard Jordan Tyson. there was another stupid one.
Jordan Tyson. That's one that already.
I do not
induced a
understand
comment.
why people don't get that Jordan Tyson's going to fall. Like, he's going to fall. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is going to fall. I am as sure of that as I was about Shedeur Sanders last year. Because there are people I have talked to that have been in a room with him that they all have that Daniel Jeremiah response of, no, I don't know. It's that stuff.
It's all about the medical on him.
The medical is gnarly. The medical on him is gnarly.
So he's not going 8. No. May he go 18?
Getting closer.
Or are we talking farther?
It could be further.
Okay.
I think his drop dead spot's that second Browns pick. That's also why I'm so confident that Monroe Freeling's going at 6.
So at 26?
24.
24, excuse me.
They have 6 and 24.
I still have not committed the board to memory.
I
like
can tell
Jeremy
you
has.
a lot of their 5th and 6th round picks, which is unsettling to say the least.
I cannot. I still have to look at the draft order to tell you definitively where anybody picks. I feel like I'm getting close, though. 26 to 24 wasn't too far off. But, all right, so they're at 24. Because I was thinking, there's no way I don't think he falls out of the first round.
Tyson?
Yeah.
Could.
Really? He'll get.
Or Denzel Boston is going to fall.
Past like Kansas City again, I would feel like they would take a shot on that. Would New England be interested in adding Tyson at 29 or 31? Excuse me.
There you go.
I'm getting closer.
31-32 should be the easiest ones. Hey, who played in the Super Bowl?
I can't tell you what I had for breakfast yesterday. Probably a Fig Newton.
That sounds about right.
Today it was a Fig Newton and a Rice Krispie cake. So
it's always fun.
Yeah, eating like a big boy these days.
I had some pretzels to make sure I didn't die.
Was it the cinnamon sugar pretzels that were in it?
Dots. I don't know who Dot is, but
she makes a hell of a pretzel.
I hate pretzels. I like Dot's pretzels.
Yeah. But New England at 31, I mean, I think that they would be interested in Jordan Tyson, even taking a shot. I mean, obviously it depends on how bad that medical report is.
I will say there's a better than 20% chance that New England nor Seattle pick at 31 or 32.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear all these things about trades. Andreas Pinckney in the YouTube chat said another one he's heard is that the Saints are going to trade up with the Jets for Arvell Reese. Can we stop with the trades, please? There is one team that is actively looking to make a deal up, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. Problem is that they really don't seem keen on giving up both of the first-round picks, and they don't have anything else.
Mm-hmm. So that one's not happening.
I don't think they can get to 3. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know who it is they're after. Because they keep saying it's a player that the Giants are in on. Maybe it's Caleb Downs, which would just throw my world into a tailspin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Jeremiah Love.
How in love are the Giants with Love?
I'm in love with him for them.
I know you are, and
but
you're sold.
I am 100% sold.
I don't know that I don't know that I'm smelling the smoke.
Well, the one that makes a lot of sense is Sonny Styles. If the Cowboys are just drunk in love on Sonny Styles and they think they have to get in front of the
Giants, why wouldn't they be?
Because here's the thing: all of the talk with Dallas has been with Arizona. So that means they're trying to get in front of the Giants and the Titans. So you got to find the common thread, and there's only one common thread of a player that plays a position that they both need.
Mm-hmm.
There's Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love. I don't think you're trading up that high to get Jeremiah Love.
But Sonny Styles, if we think that he's Micah Parsons.
Sonny Styles could be different.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the most Jerry Jones thing of all time. You trade 2 first-round picks to get a pass rusher whose best comp is the guy you traded away to do this. I mean, it's the Peter Griffin thing all over again. Well, yeah, we could take the boat, Or we could take the box. It could be anything.
Are they doing
even a boat?
Are they doing 12 and 20 for that?
I don't think Dallas has a choice. If you're trying to get that high, you don't have anything else because they don't have a first-round pick next year.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a second-round pick this year.
Right.
I mean, you call the Jets and say, hey, you want to take that second-round pick next year? Which, by the way, to all the way in.
Right. I mean, I'd absolutely demand it. You want to get up that far? You're coming off both of those picks.
So far, that is what Arizona has said. The question is Jerry at any point going to come off a
first in Dak? Yeah.
Arizona in.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd much rather have Dak Prescott right now.
The question is Jerry Jones having these conversations actually with Arizona, or do they have him with like a little kid's cell phone that doesn't actually call anybody?
Yeah. You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Coming up next, we'll talk about possibly one of the best uniform reveals we've seen in a while.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Warm, dry weather continues. Temperatures in the 80s with dew points in the 50s. Very dry air with fire danger staying high, and maybe some showers with the cooler weather coming in by Sunday. Yesterday, 81, average high 69. Today, 85, records 89. Sunshine, some clouds. A little more cloud later tonight, 55. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sun, 85. Friday, sunny, 85. Close to 90 and sunny Saturday. Showers and 65 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Voters are listening to the radio, tons of them. If you're running for office, radio is where people are actually tuned in, not swiping past ads. Connect with communities everywhere and get on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
What if you could get access to GLP-1 weight loss treatments for just $39? With Selfie, you can access doctor-guided GLP-1 weight loss treatments and a personalized weight loss program for up to 80 to 90% less than name brand prices, 100% online, and the medication is delivered straight to your door. No long waits, no paying thousands out of pocket. Available with or without insurance. Just one simple way to get started. Text CLEAN to 797979 to see if you qualify. That's CLEAN to 797979.
Got something to say?
Love you.
Well, just tap the red talkback mic on the free iHeartRadio app.
Let's go.
Requests, contests, or just to say hi.
Hey, this is Heather.
Get your voice on the air fast.
I got the windows rolled down, the moonroof open.
Open the iHeartRadio app and try it now.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Clarissa Sells WNC is the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And we're the Chainsaw Brothers. Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. And, Jeremy, have you seen it? Well, you get behind the door, so you probably have already seen this before today. You just couldn't tell any of us because you're all Mr. Secret Keeper over there with your Washington Commander friends. The greatest, or not the greatest, but one of the greatest uniform reveals I've seen. I mean, it's good.
I saw him 2 months ago.
It's so good. However, can I just opine this to the crowd? We need the spear on all of the logos.
Do we, though?
I think we do. I am a big fan. The Washington Commanders have a new, fit. And, I mean, it looks pretty clean. Pretty clean. But I'm really focusing on the new charcoal gray. I don't know what are they calling it? Is that just Commander Gray that they're calling that?
I don't know the official name.
Whatever that color is, I dig it. And I kind of want it to stick around forever. Now, the helmet logo on the gray uniform is different than the others. It's got this spear running through the W. But it's not on the other helmets. And that just doesn't make sense to me. Because that should be a fixture of the logo henceforth. All logos, all styles has the spear. Agree or disagree?
I don't understand the spear.
Okay.
Because the Washington Commanders.
Yes.
Where you have the W. If you show that to somebody, what do they think this team is?
Yes.
The Washington Warriors.
Kind of the point.
That's what that looks like.
Kind of the point. Go down the path with me here. I mean, it's HTTR. That's how they get to hold on to it. You add some of the history back into this thing.
Oh, I'm totally good with the uniforms.
The uniforms are great. What I'm saying is this is part of your identity. Right? The Commanders have a history, and we all know what it is.
Well, the Commanders don't have a history. The Commanders have no history whatsoever. Now, that other thing that we're not allowed to say, that has a history.
No, you still get to claim it. You still claim it. The Tennessee Titans changed their names, but they still claim the Houston Oilers days.
I mean, I've long said they should be the Tennessee Oilers, but what do I know?
Yeah, but that doesn't make
There's no oil fields in Nashville. I'm well aware of that. I don't care.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. They don't. The only thing they oil is snakes in Tennessee.
You know what?
Or their boots.
You know what? There's no Giants in New York either, except the guys that play for the Knicks, and nobody cares.
I'm all the way in. I'm all the way. I like the uniforms. I think they look very good. This is not anything what I saw with the Rashad White thing the all whites that I saw with him. I would like for those to make an appearance at some point. I don't know if that was just an AI thing that came out after Rashad White signed with them, but I would like to see that uniform included somewhere down the line. But these are a home run, and you need to have that logo on all of them.
Gambit Fed said there's a giant statue in New York. Yes, but it came from France. It doesn't count. They should be the New York. Say if we're so locked in to, I'm going to go ahead and say there's not a whole lot of goal rushers left in San Francisco anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of people that complain about everything. Should be the San Francisco Whiners. I don't think about that.
The Hail Razor is what they're calling that. HAIL. The Hail Razor uniform.
That's cute. That's very punny.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very punny. My story's about Sharon Moore. Can somebody explain to me, and I don't claim to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't claim to be any of those things.
Yeah.
How did a man who pled no contest to breaking into someone's house and threatening them with a knife get 18 months probation. I need to know the name of your attorney, and I need to know it post-haste. How do you do no jail time for that? I mean, I get it. We live in a world where, some DAs, most DAs, go, no, just don't want to. But I feel like that one should have carried some jail time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like 18 months probation really teaches you the lesson of don't break into someone's house and threaten them with a knife.
Nobody's shocked.
I'm shocked.
Are you
I'm
shocked? Celebrity buys you a lot of favors.
In Michigan?
Sure.
Do you really think after how he embarrassed that program, the sitting judge is going, yeah, I feel awesome about this? I can't believe a judge signed off on this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Michigan, I mean, I don't know that there's as much judicial cover for the Michigan football program as you think there is. I mean, I know it's a big deal in that state.
Oh, yeah.
But
trust me, Jim Harbaugh could still go to Michigan. They could find him with a dead hooker in the trunk of his car covered in blood with a knife in his hand, and they'd go, I don't think he did it. Sharon Moore? Nah, I don't think he quite gets the same latitude.
I don't know. I just don't think it had that big of a bearing at all. I think this is just an example of the judicial system as it sits in our country.
Judicial system.
And if you've got a really nice suit and a title behind your name,
I'm just curious, where did all that
get away with?
You remember when we were kids and like DAs would run for office and they ran tough on crime?
Oh yeah.
Where did all of them go? Like
they died.
I guess
they did. They died,
and they were replaced by a bunch of people that go, I don't care.
I don't know. What is a crime really? We don't know.
They do the Brian
definition
Reagan thing. I could play half a game, whole game, still get a whole snow cone. Yeah. Don't care. I mean, I could put people in jail, or I can let them walk. They still pay my salary. It's fine.
Yeah, crime has many definitions, and we'll be picky and choosy about
you know
the
what's a
crimes
crime
that we like
every single time?
What's
breaking into someone's house and threatening them with a knife.
Absolutely, you would think so. But I mean, was he loud about it, or was he?
Are we worried about what he said?
Was he whispering? Was he? Did he seem less threatening at the time because the lights were on? I don't know. I don't know what excuses they get for just
he did it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Who
kills anybody at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Right,
she had to know he was full of it.
He didn't mean to. That's all that was.
She was not happy.
Oh, I'm
this.
sure. I'd be absolutely livid. But nothing shocks me anymore.
See, now, this is my level of justice. Now, when she shows up at his house and threatens to kill him with a knife, we have to just not even arrest her. Like,
see, in my book, she gets a free pass.
Sure. You get to hit him in the head with a Louisville Slugger 3 times, and nobody can say anything about it. Jeremy Justice.
Yes.
And that, boys and girls, is why Jeremy will never be a judge.
And I think we're all thankful
because they would bring that 18 months probation to me, and I'd go, I'll only sign this one way. And I would go to my closet, I'd pull out my driver, and I would go, she gets to hit him in the nethers 11 times at time of her choosing for the rest of her life. She can take this driver and hit him in the ding-ding as hard as she wants to at any time. So he has to look over his shoulder for the rest of his life going, is today the day that we go for 300 yards?
Oh, will there be a future for Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel? That is really the thing that weighs on all of our minds as we are just days away from the 2026 NFL draft. You just can't help but think, I really want this story of star-crossed lovers to end well. I really do.
These never end well. Now, I will say, I got into a long discussion about this last night of, hey, why did she resign and nothing happened to him? I know the answer to that. I don't think you're going to like it, though.
Well, I mean, just off the top of my head, one of them's employer should really care. The other one's employer got caught in a day spa once. So
I didn't say that. I didn't not say that either.
I mean, look, I totally get where the Athletic is coming from, because they came out and they did the respectful thing, I thought, in the immediate aftermath of they backed her, and they went, we stand behind her as an employee and as a
100%.
reporter.
She's
and all
phenomenal at what she does.
Her work is fantastic. However, there does come a point where your personal relationship cannot cross lines with your professional life.
Oh, anybody that ever went through any form of journalism school, this is like day one.
Yeah, don't become the story. And part of becoming the story is not falafeling the story.
Well, you can't intertwine yourself with the story, and yes, I chose that wording very intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You just can't.
No.
Now, will Diana Rossini land on her feet?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The podcast is coming.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. As the owner of a media company, I didn't even feel the urge to reach out to her. If she gets this far down the line, it's just an immediate yes. Like, you come to me and say, I need a job. You got one for whatever you want. I will find the money. I don't care.
Yes. You just, it's going to need time. It's going to need time for any major outlet to get behind you once again.
Red Sea wins today.
Oh,
you win today. I can't say that. I want to a lot.
Mm-hmm. This is why you should be hooked in and subscribed to the YouTube channel. That way you can see all of the things that we can't tell you.
For sure.
Over the radio.
I mean, I feel like at some point we have to do a podcast. Like a full-on, uncensored daily podcast. I think that has to happen.
You never know what the future may bring.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Precisely.
I will say, as the one that does know what you're going to get, I am sitting here going, I can't wait to tell you.
All right, we got a super chat.
We do.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money. I like the cash. Show me the
Red Sea, the Washington name redacted football team commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Flashes in between.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen a team that was more worried about their branding than Washington. And I go back to, I like these jerseys. I do not understand the spirit at all.
Okay.
When I hear commander, I don't think of, it's like a military thing. I don't think of Roman warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be honest, I saw this at least 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it all put together, but I did see the imagery and the spear, and I get emails from that team quite a bit, and I did start noticing, oh, that looks different than it did a week ago.
Because that's like the secondary logo is like a shield with cross spears, right? I get it. I mean, you want to look. They're just trying to build bridges, okay? There's still a bunch of people that are ticked off about the past. And this was one of the few imageries that they could use. And you'll never convince me that's not what this is. Sure.
Gary Burt said
Roman commanders.
Roman soldiers had commanders. And
they
you know
did.
what? And I learned that today.
Yes. That is like a term.
I know more about Roman Gabriel than I know about Roman soldiers. And I hate to tell you this, they would not be calling for my opinion on a book about Roman Gabriel. I know more about Roman numerals than I know about Roman soldiers.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. I like the uniforms. You need to use the spear for everything.
They're a lot better than Atlanta's.
Yeah, Atlanta didn't do anything.
Atlanta, I did really enjoy that one where they went, it's a new era in Atlanta. Look at these jerseys. What did you change? It's the same.
Third stripe on the shoulder.
We put an extra stripe on it. Okay.
Well, thanks for blowing my doors off with that one.
Am I the only one that thinks a lot of these rebrands are insanely lame? Washington's is fine. I'm not upset about it in any way. I will, from the graphic design point of view, I will never use that Washington logo with spear in it because that is a nightmare. That is nightmare fuel for somebody like me.
Yes, it doesn't resize well.
No, it doesn't shrink down well because the W will be half the size of every other logo in the NFL.
Are you just mad because this encroaches on Florida State?
To be really honest with you, if you were gonna do it, then why not just put the spear on the helmet? That would have been sweet.
Yep.
The single best uniform that team has ever had was the spear that they had in the Steve Spurrier years.
Yes.
Also, I got a whole lot of joy out of watching Steve Spurrier coach a team wearing Florida State's knockoff helmet.
Right. I agree. I've always agreed.
If you're going to do that, just put the big spear, just go all the way into the skid. I'm glad you said that because, yes, now that you pointed that out, you're 100% right. If you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah. Well,
I will die on the hill of the best helmet in all of football is the Florida State helmet. And I don't think it's even all that close. I don't think there's even a 2.
It's
Name
close.
it. I can't wait to hear it.
It's close. I mean, when you're talking about iconic helmets, it's definitely.
Oh, you got
in the top
Alabama
tier.
that's red with a white number on it.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, that's no. Not just no, but hell no.
Notre Dame's ain't got nothing on it, and that
Notre
is
Dame's
right there.
Notre Dame's is dipped in 24 karat gold.
Exactly.
So I'll give you that one as 2 because that is pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2 of them.
The Florida State helmet's the best one in all of sports, and it's not close. That feels like a daily draft. After the draft, when we're, trying to find stuff to talk about.
Right. We do have stuff to talk about coming up after the top of the hour break. We've got the A-plus mock drafts for the AFC North, correct?
Woo! Yep.
Another batch of A-plus mock drafts from at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Green.
I feel like this is 4 really interesting teams.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, in terms of this draft, I would argue these are 4 of the 10 most interesting teams in the entire league.
Well, Cleveland's got a couple of first-round picks that you wonder what they're going to do. Pittsburgh's on that fence of, do we Kenny Pickett this thing again or not?
Pittsburgh's a fun one.
Cincinnati's got a top 10 pick, and you always know Baltimore is going to be prepared.
I always feel bad when we do this because Stephen Towle just gets housed on this because I don't know how this happens. Baltimore is always at the end. Even when they're in the middle of the draft, somehow we put theirs out late. I don't do it on purpose.
What do you want to do them first?
You know what? I think I do.
Okay.
I think
Baltimore
I do.
Ravens. We'll hit them first. Coming up next here on ESPN Asheville. Don't forget that you can go right now and get the mullet, the NFL Draft Guide, the ultimate NFL Draft Guide, is out. You can get it. You just got to click the link.
Correct.
It's got it posted up on the YouTube comments. We've also got it posted on all of the socials. It's on the website, Sportsocracy.com.
And
NFLDraft.net
works. Let's go.
Yay.
Let's go, Daddy. We did our job today.
Good.
Good for you. It only took 3 damn days.
It's posted up at NFLDraft.net as well. Right?
Yes. You literally click the button on the website, and it goes right there. And now, this break, I have to wire all the things back because I thought that was what undid it. So you will be able to buy it actively on the website, not going through Patreon or any of the other things, in about 6 minutes.
There you go. Get the mullet. It is the ultimate draft guide. It's got A-plus mock drafts. It's got all of the player profiles from 1 to 200. It's got extra rankings from 200 to 300 by Bill Workman. It's got all of the things that you need to get yourself ready for the 2026 NFL Draft next week in Pittsburgh. We will be there on the Eagles Live the Dream Tour. Back with A-plus mock draft for the Baltimore Ravens next.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Warm, dry weather continues. Temperatures in the 80s with dew points in the 50s. Very dry air with fire danger staying high, and maybe some showers with the cooler weather coming in by Sunday. Yesterday, 81, average high 69. Today, 85. Records 89. Sunshine, some clouds. A little more cloud later tonight, 55. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sun, 85. Friday, sunny, 85. Close to 90 and sunny Saturday. Showers and 65 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up. Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
This season isn't a reset, it's a reminder. The champions don't disappear. They reload, and the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
And Acuna swings a mighty bat. That thing is way out of the ballpark.
Chopping toward another playoff run. Sale, Strider, and Schwellenbach. Acuna, Albies, Olsen, and Baldwin. The Mountains' home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
You might not know this, but at the Ingalls Bakery, we actually bake things. Like crusty breads, delicious apple fritters, cakes for any occasion. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is ESPN Asheville, Asheville's #1 sports station.
Coming up the middle on a blitz. He throws to the end zone. Touchdown.
Beer City's Tar Heel station.
Off the back. Iron Wilson comes soaring in to dunk it home.
Home of the Sportsocracy.
He said, Kyle Shanahan asked, why isn't tic-tac-toe named Hugs and Kisses? That's all Take's going to call it.
Live from the Ingalls studio, weekdays at noon, ESPN Asheville.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
ESPN Asheville. WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. The Sportsocracy.
That fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville. Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. We are heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link. You can subscribe to the channel. You can join us in the chat while you're at thesportsocracy.com. Find that link for the mullet. If you haven't gotten it yet, the ultimate NFL draft guide. It is very easy to follow. I mean, that's one of the things that I've always been a magazine guy, right? Like before the NFL season, before fantasy football season, remember we all ran out and got those magazines and flipped through it, and it's very consumable. If this were 10 years ago, you might make 2 dimes on that, printing it. That's not really a big market anymore. Because you can get it digitally now.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. It's part of the digital penetration program of the Sportsocracy. And you can download it today for the low, low price of $14. Somewhere roundabout. Depending on the source, it's $14.
Yeah.
Could be $13.99, maybe $14 flat. Could be a surcharge in your state. I don't know how those taxes go.
No clue.
Because I don't do my own taxes anymore.
No, my
I've got
wife
a girl
does
for that.
Yeah, your girl, my girl.
Yes, and
highly recommend. Now, for this year, you're too late. Apologies.
Yes, yeah, no, none
but
of
if
this.
you need somebody to keep you out of federal prison, she is phenomenal.
She is doing a bang up job at that. So that's the thing. I don't do those. So it could be sales taxes and things. I'm not sure. God forbid you try to download it in Canada. I don't know.
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't even know if Canada uses real money. I don't know.
I think they just traded moose furs.
David explained to me how he was paid one time, and I swear to you, blood came out of my ears. I was like, I don't understand a word you just said.
Old trade.
I'm not good with like conversion rates and things. It's one of the reasons I don't travel internationally because I don't know what any of that means. Mm-hmm. I have dollars. Would you like them?
2 musky fillets and a beaver pelt.
I can't wait for David to punch you in the head when he hears that. He's going to land in Pittsburgh and just punch you right in the mouth.
I have a cup of maple syrup and some goose bacon.
Goose bacon?
It's a delicacy.
David is for sure punching you in the face for that.
That is a Nova Scotian delicacy. You don't know.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to it. It is now the number one. I can't say that.
Red Sea.
I want to.
Good job.
I want to say it.
Good job, buddy. We'll just. I mean, he's making it rain over here
for sure.
From the money tree, fall on me.
I mean, I think that would be more Mike Vrabel, really, but it is neither here nor there.
But,
if you'd like to see what the super chat says, you'll have to
because we cannot say that. But in fairness, he is correct. She did have to approve it.
We hope or this would be a different story
for sure.
No doubt about it. A+ mock draft for the Baltimore Ravens. What do they need? What's the biggest need that they need? Because I don't see very many needs that they need.
Really? You don't look at that roster and go, we can do some work here.
I mean, is there significant work to be done?
I mean, a guard is the one that just screams at me.
Okay.
I mean, that's where
you
I'm
obviously have to replace Tyler Linderbaum somehow, but you made that bed. Now you have to lie in it. It wasn't really going to happen.
I mean, you weren't going to have a great option at center. Right now you have Danny Pinter, which is my favorite kind of bean to have on a burrito, a Pinter bean.
This is a good draft to need a center in.
It is, because there are a good number of them in the class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's
Connor Lew a look in the.
You can't do it early. That's the thing that bothers me. I guess for Baltimore is that you had one of the best centers in the league, and now you don't. And I think the interior of their line is straight bad, just bad.
Okay.
So I mean, you're going to see a bit of a commonality here that. I do think they need to go very heavy at guard and center, but that's not where I start.
Okay, where do you start?
Kenyon Sadiq.
All right.
Who is the player that at 14 that I can't get later? I've said this just on repeat. Tampa Bay and Baltimore are looking at the same two players, and Baltimore's going to pull the trigger on which one goes first.
Vega Ioane.
And I'll be honest with you, I debated this for so long. Is the difference between Sadiq, because I don't think you're getting Stowers either. Like, I think Stowers will probably go ahead of you.
He could.
The further down this rabbit hole we get, the more I'm starting to think Eli Stowers might find his way in the back end of round one.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going Kenyon Sadiq to what, Jack Roush? There is a big difference between those two. One of them is a matchup nightmare. The other one is not.
Mm-hmm.
Kenyon Sadiq, to me, is Isaiah Likely on steroids. And I don't think the difference between who I'm going to get in round two, and yes, I did take a guard in round two, I don't think it's that tremendously different.
Okay.
I want Sadiq. I want the matchup nightmare.
Agreed.
Once it got in my head, because I started talking about Sadiq with the Commanders, I've talked about him with Baltimore, and once I've thought about this and really talked my way through it, I want Kenyon Sadiq with mobile quarterback. Because he's a matchup disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to have a safety that can run with him. You know what that means? It means that's one less safety that's hanging around the box. You drop that safety out deep, and guess who all of a sudden has a much more open running lanes? Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, any of these mobile guys. It's what Atlanta never did with Kyle Pitts. Play him in line, make them line up either a linebacker or a safety, and if you put a linebacker on him, may God have mercy on your soul, because there are about 3 of them in the NFL that can run with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. He's not as start-stop fast. He's not seamless. It does take him a minute to get up to top speed, but he can absolutely fly. And you tell me I've got him and Zay Flowers, I can deal with the offensive line.
Biggest nightmare of the Baltimore or of the NFL draft for the rest of the league is just leaving that player on the board that the Baltimore Ravens will take advantage of you with, like they did with Kyle Hamilton a few years ago. Like this could end up being with Kenyon Sadiq. Now, if you wanted to beef up the interior of the offensive line early, then that's Vega Ioane. And that was the other player you were saying, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. With Tampa Bay picking at 15 and Baltimore picking at 14.
I wish there was a prop bet of where do those two go together and why is it 14 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to go Vega Ioane, that's fine. You're not getting a weapon like Sadiq. And I can deal a lot better with John Simpson and a second-round guard. I'm probably going to draft – I'm going to draft a center. I'm looking at what I did here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to draft a center, but I'm probably going to chase a more veteran option. Because with Lamar Jackson, center is just really important.
Yes. Agreed. All right, Baltimore with their next pick. 45.
Chase Basantis, guard at A&M. So now you got Basantas, you got John Simpson, and I feel pretty good. Also, Andrew Voorhees can play center.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically remember putting that in the notes, so I wanted to say it here. If you believe in Voorhees, more power to you. I'm going to look to add a center, and it's not going to take me all that long.
Okay. All right. And then?
Are you fond of Basantas? We haven't. He's one of the only top 100 players that I don't feel like we've talked a ton about.
I see it. He's fine. I don't know that I see anything special, but I get why he's there.
I think I see him as I really like him in Baltimore. There are a lot of teams that have been attached to him that I'm not as wild about him because I think what he does is exactly what Baltimore wants him to do. He can get to the second level, and he can be an absolute road grader. I'm not in love with him as a pass blocker. But Lamar getting out in space, I see him being a real benefit for that.
Okay.
Because he'll be the one that's 15 yards out in front of the play, just mowing down corners and safeties and linebackers.
All right, the Ravens then pick at 80.
Romello Height.
There's the edge rusher.
I need an edge rusher really badly, and I'm going to go get one.
Mm-hmm. Kind of been screaming that for a couple of years with the Ravens.
I like Romello. I know not a lot that a lot of people don't. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be one of those, and I'm not saying he's going to be Nick Bonito or we've seen a lot of pass rushers be really productive that are situational guys. I think Height can be a little bit better than that. The problem is how old he is. I mean, he's 25 and some change right now. He'll be 26 in his rookie year. So that's just, it's never going to go as high as you think it will. Okay. But I'm not going to be shocked if Baltimore's the team that I'm sitting there going, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Ah, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. Keep doing it.
All right, what would they do at 115?
Brennan Thompson, wide receiver out of Mississippi State. Yes, I know he is a smaller guy. Zay Flowers can play on the outside. He has proven it time and time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
And you give me – I want you to think about what that receiving core would look like. I have Big Play Zay, who's a deep threat for days. Kenyon Sadiq, who is a seam-stretching nightmare if you use him appropriately. And then I got Brennan Thompson that ran, what, a 4.26, 4.27? Good luck.
Okay. Yeah.
Good luck. And all that dropping of safeties makes Lamar Jackson just lethal.
It does add another wrinkle, for sure.
This is how I have always disagreed with the Ravens and how they build out the weapons, because to me, Rashad Bateman is worthless in Baltimore. I don't think he's worthless other places. But Lamar's not a hyper-accurate quarterback. He's a hyper-matchup nightmare.
Okay.
And I want to get guys in situations where they can win. Rashad Bateman doesn't win often. He's more of a point-of-the-catch guy. That's hard for guys like Lamar because they're on the move so often. I need somebody that you look at and go, oh, no, I don't have anybody that can run with him. Mm-hmm. Run away.
All right, that brings us to the 5th round, where Baltimore has quite a few.
A lot.
Selections.
4. I start with the center, Trey Zune from Texas A&M.
Okay.
Zune played tackle, but I feel pretty sure he's going to wind up being a center in the NFL. Got some guard. He's not going to be a tackle. You might see him as guard. I see him more as a center, and that changed for me pretty late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the last guys to switch positions in my positional rankings because I had him as a guard practically the entire time, and within the last week to 2 weeks, I started seeing other people doing it. And it's not so much that them doing it convinced me. I had always thought it, but I thought maybe it was in my head. And then when I start seeing Dane Brugler and other guys come, nah, he's just, okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah. All right, I needed to hear you say it for me to go, yes, well, that is also what I saw.
Yeah.
And I think he has the possibility of starting early. I don't think he has a tremendously high upside, but he will not be a negative starter in the NFL.
All right, that was at 154. 162.
Julian Neal, cornerback out of Arkansas. If you keep him in zone, you're going to be real happy with what he does. Where I where I get scared on him, and I like him better than anybody. I think this is really low for him, but that's universally where I'm being told he's going to go. You get him in man, he's one of those corners that does that. It's maddening. He does everything right until the point that it matters most. Because in man, he will have a guy blanket covered and still allow the catch because he times the jump wrong or he misses the ball. He's just raw. And I really like the idea of Baltimore taking him, basically putting him in mothballs for a year, and then a year from now, that could be a legit starter.
All right, then 173.
Zane Durant, defensive tackle, Penn State. I see a lot of people talk about him way higher than this. I don't. He's a specific fit for me because he's undersized to be a true defensive tackle. I think he's going to end up being a 5-tech. And you tell me I've got him, Madubuike, Travis Jones, Trey Hendrickson back behind that, added Romello height. That front seven starting to look quite formidable.
And then 174.
Hey, Trey Moore, edge rusher out of Texas. He is in the wrong body. He's in a linebacker's body, but he's really an edge rusher. Question is, is he so, in terms of frame, is he so lean that he's always just going to be a speed merchant? Or does he have to play actual honest-to-God linebacker? I don't know the answer to that. That's going to be very team-specific. I've heard a lot of takes on him.
6th round to 11.
It's probably the hardest name in the draft for me to say. Isaiah Nwokobia, safety out of SMU.
Did a good job.
And I'm 95% sure that I'm not saying it right.
Probably not.
They sent the pronunciation.
Just say it with confidence.
They sent the pronunciation. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't make any sense because I don't think the human mouth can make those syllables back to back. I can tell you for sure mine can't.
Right.
But I don't touch my lips together when I talk. So probably not. They weren't thinking of me when that name was created. He's more of a thumper. He's going to be a special teams guy off the jump. But Baltimore is one of the, especially with Anthony Weaver, you're going to see them deploy that 3 safety thing a lot.
All right, then they pick at 250 in the 7th round.
I don't want to.
Take your kicker.
I don't want to. It's Ryan Eckley, punter out of Michigan State.
There you go.
He's the best punter in the draft. You lost Jordan Stout. I will say Jordan Stout was the player that moved this offseason where I now feel 1,000 years old because I feel like Jordan Stout was drafted last year.
It's been a while.
He's a punter. You want my analysis? He's a good one. End of analysis.
And then 253.
Devontae Smith, cornerback out of Notre Dame. More of a slot guy. Developmental to the highest degree. When you start getting in the 7th round, you were throwing. That's where I will allow you to say the thing of you're just throwing darts at a board. In this 7th round, you are correct.
A+ mock draft for the Baltimore Ravens. They have 7 jillion picks in the draft, as every good drafting team likes to do. You got to have a lot of bullets in the gun. They do have some holes to fill, but I still, other than that, I see what you're saying about the line, but for the most part, I still feel like this is a pretty complete team.
For sure.
Only a couple more pieces to add, and maybe you can make that playoff push finally. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll be back right after this.
This season isn't a reset, it's a reminder that champions don't disappear. They reload, and the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
And Acuna swings a mighty bat. That thing is way out of the ballpark.
Chopping toward another playoff run. Sale, Strider, and Schwellenbach. Acuna, Albies, Olsen, and Baldwin. The Mountain's home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
On the Serving Pancakes podcast, conversations about volleyball go beyond the court. As the League One volleyball season heads towards its final stretch, there's no better time to tune in. You'll hear unfiltered analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and conversations with leaders making an impact across the sport. Whether you're following the final push of Love's season or just love the game, Serving Pancakes brings you closer to the action and the people shaping the future of volleyball. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Serving Pancakes, and listen now.
Presented by Capital One, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
The 2026 general election is coming fast, and WWNC wants to talk about it. Join First News on 570's Mark Starling and Tank Spencer for politics and pints. April 16th at Cultivated Cocktails in Asheville with former District 11 Republican Chair Michelle Woodhouse, former Democratic Chair Matt Ballas, Western Carolina's Dr. Chris Cooper, and Dr. Andy Jackson from the John Locke Foundation. April 16th, 6:30 to 8:30 at Cultivated Cocktails. Don't miss it.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Asheville's Real Rock 105.1. Your home for the Braves After Dark coverage of Atlanta Braves baseball. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
At Ingalls, we know that fresh means local. The best ingredients don't come from a world away. They come from your own backyard. From the farms we support, to the stores we love, to the tables you treasure. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It's like the Nature Channel in here. I just heard Jeremy's stomach make the sound of the Sasquatch call. It just went loo, 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 from inside his body. And I think that was Megan's sign that she needs to leave.
I'm going to take half of a personal day. I have to go home now. I'm pretty tired.
Holy cow. That's
pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
Yeah, that's just an example number 877 of Jeremy's not as built different as he used to be.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I'm still built different because I'm here, and really, that's a miracle in and of itself.
Yes. NFL draft on the way next week. We got the big trip coming up. Last leg of the Eagles Living the Dream tour. We'll be hitting the road on Tuesday of next week. We'll have live coverage on ESPN Asheville and, of course, the YouTubes from Pittsburgh on Thursday and Friday next week. We will have recorded shows, right? We're doing the final mock draft on Travel Day.
Correct.
So you'll have that as well. We'll have live reaction from the city. Obviously, Friday will be full reaction of the first round of the draft.
I'm very excited about on the way up. We're going to shoot B-roll to make a Draftmas Carol music video that I think will be very solid. I may have written the Carol last night, and it's kind of in the vein of Journey, and I'm very excited about it.
Okay. So, like, is it a ballad or is it like a rocker? Or
it is a true.
Is it like Separate
80s.
Ways or?
It is a true 80s hair ballad.
Okay.
And it is It is special.
Interesting. All right.
And I can't wait for everyone to see it. Frankly, I think it's probably the intro for all 3 days of the draft.
Okay.
It's going to be special.
Nice.
And this is what happens when Jeremy drinks Fireball and starts conspiring things.
So you never know what kind of shenanigans we'll get into while we're on the road.
Also, here's the thing that I learned yesterday. You know the band Chicago?
Yes.
I think I was in it in a past life.
Really?
I'm pretty sure the bass player is me.
Okay.
If he died on March 15th, 1987, I'm telling you.
Did you just run across his picture somewhere?
Sure did.
Or?
Watched one of their videos last night getting some inspiration.
Okay.
You're going to see the picture and go, oh, my God, has he ever been carnally introduced to your mall? Because you two look a lot alike.
From the Chicago bass player or the Journey bass player?
Chicago.
Okay. There's a lot of Chicago bass players.
Yeah, I mean, the band's been around for 400 years. So.
Yes. Okay.
I'll show you in the break.
Sure. I Googled it. Tried to find it. You know what it did? Brought me up a whole bunch of pictures of 800 different dudes that are from Chicago and play the bass. So I don't really have one to choose from here, Jeremy. I'll be honest with you. I'm guessing he is a burly man.
Correct.
Looks like a bit of a Sasquatch.
Correct.
Is it Sax Squatch? And please tell me you know who I'm talking about.
No.
There's a dude that dresses up as Sasquatch and plays the saxophone.
You know I play the saxophone.
And that's all he does. And
that's not all I do.
He calls himself Sax Squatch.
I haven't picked one up in many years.
And maybe you too one day could be as successful as Sax Squatch.
Tank's about to die. I do believe that the allergies have finally taken hold of him. That is, when people move to Asheville, they're like, oh, you have 4 seasons. And I'm like, mm-hmm. And then we have this one season where every tree starts to try to kill you. And I believe that is what just transpired.
And I've never been affected by it.
Really?
Until like this year, apparently. Because my snotter is a little overactive sometimes. And I don't appreciate it when that happens. So, excuse the sniffles. And would like to take this opportunity to ask everyone to go and get the mullet. The Ultimate Draft Guide is available at thesportsocracy.com, at nfldraft.net as well. It's got all the player profiles that you'll need for the upcoming NFL draft. Today's A-plus mock drafts, just one of the many features of said mullet. It is the best online draft guide I've ever seen.
It's the greatest. We're doing it bigger. We're doing it better.
To be fair, it's only the second online draft guide I've ever seen. So, but it is.
And
the
the
best
first one was PFF, who fired all the people that did it and still took credit for it.
Yeah, screw those guys.
Good job. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm not showing the board, it's because we have not wired any of the other services, and I now refuse to use PFF. I won't do it. I did see that Trevor Sikkema and Connor Rogers did a mock draft marathon.
Oh, did they?
They didn't use PFF, and I went, good for you.
Nor should you.
No. They use stick to the model, which is, I think, probably what we will use moving forward.
Okay. All right.
We stand in solidarity with our friends.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. A war on one of us is a war on all of us.
Correct.
And, I'm just sick and damn tired of this whole AI thing for a while. You're a business that's going to go, we're turning it over to AI. I'm probably not going to trust you. I know I'm going to run out of options eventually, but I'm too much of an old curmudgeon. I like my analytics and facts and opinions to come from actual people.
Sure.
So, yeah, probably going to, distance from that for a little bit.
Are you going to socially distance?
At least 6 feet.
Strong.
Possibly farther. just to be safe. Don't want to get in and get any of that on me. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. When we get back, we'll get weird.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
Warm, dry weather continues. Temperatures in the 80s with dew points in the 50s. Very dry air with fire danger staying high, and maybe some showers with the cooler weather coming in by Sunday. Yesterday, 81, average high 69. Today, 85, records 89. Sunshine, some clouds. A little more cloud later tonight, 55. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sun, 85. Friday, sunny, 85. Close to 90 and sunny Saturday. Showers and 65 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Burger King. Burger King has been working on the Whopper, and thanks to you, it's never tasted better. Flame grilled beef, crisp produce, and a perfectly toasted bun. Whether it's been weeks or years, come try the Whopper again for only $3.99 on Whopper Wednesday. Terms apply. Visit bk.com/terms.
Voters are listening to the radio, and they're really listening. If you're running for office, radio gets your message heard, not scrolled past. Reach communities everywhere and be on the air in just 48 hours. Go to winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Champions don't disappear. They reload. And the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountain's home for Braves baseball, ESPN Asheville. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Got something to say?
Love you.
Well, just tap the red talkback mic on the free iHeartRadio app.
Let's go.
Requests, contests, or just to say hi.
Hey, this is Heather.
Get your voice on the air fast.
I got the windows rolled down, the moonroof open.
Open the iHeartRadio app and try it now.
The crack of the bat, the sight of green grass and white chalk lines, the aroma of perfectly grilled hot dogs. If right about now you're simultaneously hungry and ready for baseball, then we've got you covered. At Ingalls, we're here for all the fanfare of America's pastime, sponsoring teams from Little League to the pros. So, whether you're the snack parent or just craving that perfect ballpark meal, we've got you covered. Ingalls, your official sponsor of baseball season.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. Is ESPN Asheville. I know we don't like to get political here on the ESPN Asheville very often, but Jeremy, I do have to say, would be remiss if I did not invite everybody out to Politics and Pints tomorrow night at Cultivated Cocktails. down on Charlotte Highway. Mark Starling and myself will be out there with some of our political friends. And, yes, we'll be talking about the political cycle, some of the latest news going on. And just wanted to, fill you in on some of the latest local news coming out of Asheville. Did you realize that we have a city council that doesn't know what they're voting on? Are you shocked?
Not in the least.
Not in the least. An article today from the Blue Ridge Public Radio. We'll give them a shout-out. They do some good investigative journalism work down there. Come to find out that so the city ended up getting like $225 million in HUD grant funding to help us recover from the hurricane. Would you like to know how much money was budgeted to repair homes by the powers that be at the city government?
$7.
You're not far off. $3 million. Of $225 million is all that got budgeted to fix homes after a feels like you're doing a bang-up job, guys. And then when asked about it later, went, we were kind of confused. I don't think they were clear. And everybody who gave them the instructions went, I think we were pretty clear on what you needed to do. But guess what? So out of over 100 homes that or families that need help right now, we're able to help 8. That's your government at work, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying.
Not scarce words in the English language. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. Speaking of the government, my story is about a former government worker. Mm-hmm. Her name was Alicia Staves. Mm-hmm. She was a member of the Humberside Police Department in the United Kingdom. She did a thing that I would say a percentage of people do.
Okay.
She decided to send selfies to her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She's a police officer. She would take pictures of herself
mm-hmm.
in different police garb
mm-hmm.
with nothing under it,
mm-hmm.
like a stab vest,
mm-hmm.
which she sent to Andrew Pickin in September of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It's just her in a stab vest and nothing else.
Yeah. Where's the problem?
I mean, look, I'm not a moralist. Hey, you want to send work boobies, which is what she called it, it was the caption,
mm-hmm.
work boobies.
Yes.
You want to do that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you shouldn't send those from? Your work cell phone. Because when you get promoted, which she did, they forensically audit your phone because you get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And they audited hers, and they found a slew of work boobies. She's now a former member. She got promoted and fired in the same day.
Yes.
That's hard to do. I mean, I'm not going to say I've never seen it before. I've worked in radio for a while. I've seen people get raised and fired in the same day.
Yeah. That was an interesting way for that story to unfold. Because I thought that like the worst nightmare of that is going to be like she got promoted, became like the chief, and then the phone got like FOIA'd. And then the media got all of that and went, ooh, look at the chief.
Well, look at Miss Staves.
That possibly – so I guess technically it could have been worse. But that's still pretty bad. Still pretty bad. I mean, that's worse than that I wasn't even supposed to be here today and got fired.
Got fired on your day off.
That's how you know it was meant to be, I think.
We have a super chat from Kevin Mullen, which means it's time for a daily Shanahanism.
So fresh, we ball, no stress, 'cause we making that money.
I feel like we need – Kevin has done so many of these. I feel like he needs his own drop of us singing songs about Kyle Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
That might get done on the draft trip as well. Kevin writes, Kyle Shanahan often wonders who the first person that saw a cow immediately wanted to tug its teats. It's a great phrase. He said udders. I changed it because it's more fun my way.
Mm-hmm.
Tank loves alliteration, and I think that was a perfect place to put it in. Cash's Hal at number 32. Top 30 visit recently to the Seattle Sea Chickens. I wouldn't be upset about that in the least. You lost Boye Mafe. He'd be a nice replacement.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Seattle is I feel if there was one pick I guarantee you gets traded, it's Seattle's. I don't know to who, but I will bet you anything you want Seattle does not make that pick. Because they only have 4.
Mm-hmm.
They've traded down in the first round. I can't remember the number of times, but in the last 10 years, it's happened like 7 times. Well, Mr. Schneider loves to do that. I really guarantee you he's going to do it when he's only got 4 picks.
Yep.
Could be a great place to trade with the Arizona Cardinals for them to pick up Ty Simpson. Red Sea asked me earlier who's the best fit for Ty Simpson, and I went, I don't think you want to hear me answer that because it's that one. It's the one you don't want it to be.
I mean, you're on a collision course. And you have to, I mean, as a fan, you're just, I mean, I've been there. Just watching my team go headlong into a mistake and just dragging your feet the whole way going, no. You roll those dice, it ends up Cardinals more often than you want it to be with Ty Simpson. You got to hope that Pittsburgh's able to do that thing. Which I think is a perfect segue into what will the Pittsburgh Steelers do in the 2026 NFL Draft. A-plus mock draft time for the Steelers. The hosts of the draft, they've got a pick in the Kenny Pickett seat. Could they use it?
I don't think so. I went Omar Cooper. You have 2 big-bodied receivers right now. You don't have a deep threat.
Mm-hmm.
And people will say DK Metcalf. DK does do that, but DK's getting older. DK's not going to be a speed merchant forever because I will tell you this, I've seen a lot of receivers, never one built exactly like DK Metcalf, but as they get older, they start to lose a step. And I don't care who the quarterback is, you need somebody that can win over the top. Omar Cooper, I don't love him. If you've seen the mullet, you know that I have Omar Cooper ranked number 93. He's going in the first round. I don't love it. I don't like it, but it does appear that it's the way it's going to go.
Is this the best for them, or is this the best for you? That Omar Cooper goes 21 and not at 16.
For as in love as Pittsburgh is with Omar Cooper. Look, the Jets have had in every first-round receiver at some point. Tyson's been in. Denzel Boston was in a couple days ago. Mekhi Lemon was in about a week ago. I will be surprised if they take Cooper at 16. I have mentally prepared myself for it, though.
Yeah.
What I haven't prepared myself for is taking Ty Simpson at 33, which is ironic because in this, Ty Simpson goes to number 53 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know. You ever look at somebody and just go, what's your backup plan? Like they tell you, I'm gonna start underwater basket weaving. You got a backup plan there? Did you burn your bridges at the hot spot, or could you come back and get your job when this fails miserably? The longer Aaron Rodgers doesn't tell them that he's coming back, the more uncomfortable I get with it. Because I feel like you hired Mike McCarthy to appease him. It may not have been the only reason, but I feel like it was part of it. And the fact that he didn't just run back to say, yeah, let's ladder up and do it again, makes me afraid.
Well, I felt like he did it for a moment.
Maybe old Moppy told him that she really doesn't want him to come back to football. In my head, his wife is just a mop with a face drawn on it.
Or the head. Remember Al Snow with the head?
That thing freaked me out.
Just the mannequin head.
It's just a mannequin head that said "help me." It had "help me" written on it backwards.
Moppy was a good one too, though.
Was Perry Saturn?
Yes, good for you. It's like a deep cut right there. Mason Rudolph, Will Howard. I mean, yeah. Do you have to have another quarterback that's not any good at this? Okay, take Ty Simpson. I don't think you're going to get to, though. I think if they don't take him in the first round, then somebody will take him before then.
Okay, explain to me why you think that's good. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna say this a different way because I feel like what you just heard is tell me why that's going to happen. What I'm asking is, what about Ty Simpson have you ever seen that makes you think a team's going to fall in love with it?
Oh, I don't get it. I don't. See
is it possible that this is all just a manifestation of the media?
I mean, it possibly could be.
Because people are losing their minds that he did a lot of top 30 visits. You know who doesn't tend to take a lot of top 30 visits? Quarterbacks that know where they're going to land.
Oh, yeah.
And he has no clue.
But we always find a landing spot for this guy. Always finds a landing spot, no matter who it is. Right. The second quarterback in the class always seems to find a spot to settle. And isn't it usually higher than you think it's going to be?
Okay. Well, let's go non-first round graded quarterbacks.
Okay.
So last year, Jackson Dart was a 1 for me.
Yes.
You went Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck. You know who the quarterback was that everybody told me was going to go higher, and I kept telling people, no, he's not. It was Jalen Milroe. Shedeur Sanders, I could do that one, but I beat that one to death.
Right.
Jalen Milroe. Everybody, somebody's going to fall in love with the traits. No, they didn't. He went 92.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Rattler. I heard that one a lot in that 6th quarterback year in 2024.
Yep.
Yeah, he went 150. Joe Milton. That was another one I heard a lot about. He could be a 2nd-round pick. He could go undrafted, and he actually got closer to the latter than he did the former. 23, Hendon Hooker. Mm-hmm. You remember late, Hendon Hooker might sneak into the back end of the first round. He didn't just not sneak into the first round. He didn't sneak in the second round either.
Was he not in the second round?
No, he went third.
Oh, okay.
To the Detroit Lions. By the way, great pick. How many snaps did he take in his career with the Lions? Same number I did. Mm-hmm. He was with the Jets at the end of the year. Desmond Ridder. Remember that one? He could be in the first round. Malik Willis. People were mocking him in the top 5.
Yep.
They went 74 and 86. Now, I don't know, but this all sets up with the quarterback class we have next year. How many teams do you think are desperate for a quarterback right now? Like, just looking around the league, who's desperate?
I'd say Pittsburgh's got to be pretty desperate.
If Aaron Rodgers comes back, they're not desperate.
No, they're not.
They can wait and dive in next year.
Possibly.
Miami signed Malik Willis, which for better or worse, that's their plan for the next year. The Jets signed or traded for Geno Smith. The Cardinals have 2 veterans on that roster.
Mm-hmm.
It's really thin, the team that's going, oh, my God, we have to draft a quarterback. If you take Ty Simpson where he belongs, I was generous to Ty here. I really think he would belong with this last pick in the 3rd round because I have him at 98.
Okay.
But he is a quarterback, so you surge it a little bit.
Yes.
And this does give you a quarterback solution. Ty Simpson could play next year if he had to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to go well, but he could.
So, in this scenario, A-plus mock draft, Pittsburgh, we got kind of down a rabbit hole here with Ty Simpson, but it's one of the teams that makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm. To me, it's the team that makes the most sense.
All right, 3 picks in the 3rd round, 76.
Keelan Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech. He strikes me as a Steeler.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got that bad attitude. He was fighting with guys at the Senior Bowl. I like him a lot, and they did lose Suamalo. So the guards right now for Pittsburgh are not I'll say they're not great. Because Troy Fautano is going to stay on the right side.
Give him another.
Spencer Anderson's not doing much for me.
No. Give him another gamer at 85.
Chandler Rivers. That's the slot that allows Jalen Ramsey's going to play in the slot, but on the downs that he's not, and he's a long-term fix. I think Chandler Rivers and D'Angelo Pons are way closer to each other than people think. The difference is that I do think Pons could play on the outside. Rivers can't. He's slot specific.
99.
Deontay Lawson, linebacker out of Alabama. I don't love him. there are only a handful of places that I really like him, and I do like him in Pittsburgh. I think they can deploy him in a different way, solely because you do have Patrick Queen, you have Peyton Wilson, you got Cole Holcomb. I think there is a spot for him to be I'm going to call him a weapon because that's probably the nicest term I could use right there.
Okay.
That jack of all trades, master of none, that's what he is. A lot of people like him way better than I do. Okay. But with Patrick Queen or Peyton Wilson beside him, I think he could be deployed in a nice way in Pittsburgh.
All right, a couple of fourth-round picks for Pittsburgh, 121.
Jalen Kilgore. In this situation, he would be a safety exclusive. Ultimately would be the replacement to Jalen Ramsey probably a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
And he would play a very similar role.
Okay, 135.
Jonah Coleman. You got to have a running back at some point because I'm looking at that running back room going, well, Caleb Johnson was not good last year. The argument could be made he was the worst running back in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You're rolling into a season with I like Rico at 1. Jalen Warren's never done much for me, and there's nobody else there. Jonah Coleman, to me, is exactly what you were told Clyde Edwards-Helaire was going to be.
Okay.
Not what he was. If he is what Clyde Edwards-Helaire was, then he shouldn't get drafted in the UFL draft, let alone in the NFL draft.
Right, but he's going to be better.
Yes.
Than what?
He's the squatty running back that he's not real big, but he's a bowling ball, and I think he actually can produce in the NFL.
Okay, let's go to the 5th round, 161.
Cage Casey, offensive tackle, Boise State. There's not a ton of teams that I think would play him as a tackle, but I think Pittsburgh would.
Okay, 6th round, 216.
Riley Nowakowski, tight end out of Indiana. Yes, Pittsburgh has a gajillion picks in this draft. Mm-hmm. Tight ends it's Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, nothing else.
Then they got 3 in the 7th round, 224.
Damani Jackson. He was, if I remember correctly, I think he was the number 4 recruit in the country the year he came out. He never really did anything at Alabama that made me think he was good at all. But he could have been a bad scheme fit. These guys always get drafted. Byron, what was his name? Byron Cowart. He wound up as a 5th-round pick. Not because of anything he did in college, but because people went back to the high school tape and went, if they just coached him poorly, he could turn into a dude. And he actually wound up playing the league for 7 or 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Damani Jackson reminds me of that a lot. He'll get drafted, but you're not going to like the tape you see.
All right, number 230.
Travis Burke, offensive tackle out of Memphis. That dude is a dadgum house. He may go a little higher than this. This is where I would have it. There's 2 Memphis guys, Adams and Burke. I think they're both last 20 to 25 picks. They have the traits. Don't necessarily love the tape.
Yeah. All right, and then their final pick of 237.
We gave you Nakwobia in the last mock. We'll give you Xavier Nwankpa, safety out of Iowa in this one. Special teamer, I believe, exclusively, but he can be a special teams ace. That tends to be what gets drafted in the 7th round.
All right. You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We will return after the top of the hour. When we come back, it'll be more A-plus mock drafts. We've got the Ohio teams still to do. We've got to somehow find a way to try to fix things for the Cleveland Browns. Good chance, though. I mean, you got 2 first-round picks to do something with. Cincinnati Bengals with a top 10 pick as well. And maybe they can finally put some kind of a winner together around Joe Burrow for the first time since, his 2nd year in the league. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Warm, dry weather continues. Temperatures in the 80s with dew points in the 50s. Very dry air with fire danger staying high, and maybe some showers with the cooler weather coming in by Sunday. Yesterday, 81, average high 69. Today, 85, records 89. Sunshine, some clouds. A little more cloud later tonight, 55. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sun, 85. Friday, sunny, 85. Close to 90 and sunny Saturday. Showers and 65 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel race staging.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
It's Car Care Month, and Summit Racing has what you need for bumper-to-bumper care. Revive the interior, exterior, underhood, and more. Shop summitracing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 3rd, 2026.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are called amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You could provide pencils and paper, help a music class get a guitar,
or even a science project for a classroom like mine.
Learn more at donorschoose.org.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Gather around the draft mystery, cue the carols, and join the jolliest bunch of draft holes on their way to the Berg, counting down to the 2026 NFL Draft. The Sportsocracy, weekdays at noon on ESPN Asheville.
At Ingalls, we celebrate the amazing women who show the world exactly what it means to throw like a girl, hit like a girl, play like a girl, and dream like a girl. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment, committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
The crack of the bat, the sight of green grass and white chalk lines, the aroma of perfectly grilled hot dogs. If right about now you're simultaneously hungry and ready for baseball, then we've got you covered. At Ingalls, we're here for all the fanfare of America's pastime, sponsoring teams from Little League to the pros. So, whether you're the snack parent or just craving that perfect ballpark meal, we've got you covered. Ingalls, your official sponsor of baseball season.
Asheville's Real Rock 105.1. Your home for the Braves After Dark coverage of Atlanta Braves baseball. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise at parksfordhendersonville.com.
I'm Naheem Hines. I support the Muscular Dystrophy Association because they help my mom and kids like Ethan.
Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before.
Join us and learn more at mda.org today.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
ESPN Asheville. Yeah. WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy. Welcome back in to an A-plus mock draft Wednesday.
I mean, we're asking the hard-hitting questions here.
Mm-hmm.
How long is acceptable to still eat pizza after it was originally made?
Well,
and to me, it depends on where it came from.
There are various levels to that. Like, has it been refrigerated?
Yes.
Then you've got a good long stretch.
So a week.
Does it have mold on it?
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
Those are the levels.
Yeah.
Those are the levels. Has it been refrigerated? Does it have mold? If the answers to those two questions are correct, yes to the refrigeration, no to the mold, safe.
Gary Birch got it right. Little Caesars, at least 20 years.
Could be.
It was never food to begin with, so what the hell does it matter? And you know what? It's delicious. The cheese was made in some kind of lab because somehow it's the only cheese on the planet Earth that when you microwave it, it looks exactly how it came out of the oven.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense.
Yes. I'm deeming it safe. Although my standards should not apply to anyone else. Because my standards are way lower than everyone else's. Because, I mean, I'll look at it and go, I mean, that's not a lot of mold.
Oh, God. That's a line that I will not cross.
I mean, if it's just got mold on the corner, I can peel the corner off and eat the rest of it. It'll be fine.
Oh, Megan's going to quit. She is going to quit.
I wish I was kidding.
I'm not going to lie. I heated it up in the break, and I was so sad that I gave Tank his first because I wanted to see her face. And she did exactly what I thought she was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's from like a week ago. I know. I'm the one that ordered it.
Exactly what she did.
I know.
As soon as I brought it in here.
I have the receipt. It's still on my desk. I know.
She went, oh, honey, what? That's from like a week ago. And I went, yeah, I can tell. I can tell how aged the grease is.
Yeah.
And see, that's the secret to Little Caesars is the grease in the pizza. It helps kind of mummify it, really.
For sure.
Yeah, it keeps it fresher.
No doubt.
It's like a preservatives thing.
It's the secret of Little Caesars. Food can't go bad if it wasn't food to begin with.
Now, see, Little Caesars, good for 2.5 weeks.
Sure.
If refrigerated.
I have a Little Caesars pizza in my fridge at home that I bagged.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put it in plastic bags because I don't like pizza boxes. They're very awkward. They're very hard to get in a refrigerator. I think I ordered that a solid 3 weeks ago. I'd consider it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not going to eat it, but
good.
I'm pretty sure my wife's already thrown it.
It also depends on has it stayed at room temperature or hotter, right? Like if you left it, on a heat vent, at least a week.
I ate pizza in
it
college. It
stays at that temperature.
I ate pizza in college that lived in the oven. Like it never saw any kind of refrigeration, and I'd go 5 days on that.
There's somebody listening to this that's taken like one anatomy class at any time in their life and went, do not listen to anything those dudes are
they're
saying.
idiots. We actually don't know how they're alive.
Those guys are morons.
One of them's drinking Pedialyte out of a cup right now. Don't listen to these two idiots.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy, your daily dose of dumbassery. We just like to keep things light around here. Coming up on the...
It's lying season. We're not putting... All the rumors that you're hearing, they're all crap.
Yeah,
all of them.
We can't actually, help you confirm anything because no one can help you confirm anything at this point.
Oh, I can confirm many things for you. I do talk to a lot of people around this league, and I'm not going to lie, some of the rumors that we've heard. I mean, I spent the entire morning yesterday with the media team of an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
We laughed at a lot of things that were circulating going, that's not happening.
Like?
The Reuben Bain thing is the most comical. We talked about that one yesterday. Jordan Tyson's really funny to me. And I know where all of this is coming from.
Oh, that Jordan Tyson is going in the top 10?
Yes. Frankly, all of the receivers are kind of funny. Carnell Tate could go 2 to the Jets. No, he won't.
But he doesn't.
They could trade up from 16. I'll bet you they don't. Because they have all figured out the same thing that I have. If you don't get the first one, we can get to probably 10 before we're looking at one that doesn't start day one.
Mm-hmm. It's a very deep class.
KC Concepcion's going to go in the first round. Bet he doesn't.
That's the first one that you've said that I went, are you sure? Are you sure?
Can you name me the last slot-specific player to go in the first round? I'm going to have to Google it because I genuinely don't know.
I have no idea. You know me. I have no idea.
Wasn't one last year. Wasn't one the year before. I feel like I'm going to be able to do this for quite some. Jordan Addison. And he actually could play on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
KC Concepcion cannot. Jahan Dotson, how'd that work out? That was
not good.
A1 since day one.
Not good.
Kadarius Toney, Elijah Moore went in a very early in the second round. The history of slot Jalen Reagor. Oh, yeah.
Nailed that
I didn't even know this was what I was going to find when I turned this rock over, and it was so much better than I thought.
Yeah, everything you need to not take a slot receiver in the first round, just see who has. See who has and see how that's worked out.
Look at the ones that wound up in the slot and realize that very few of them have worked out. John Ross. How did any team think that was a good idea? Speaking of the team that thought it was a good idea, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, will they find them another super fast guy in this draft class? Hopefully he plays defense.
Am I the only one that thinks Cincinnati's kind of hard to figure out?
Okay, hard to figure out why. Because you don't know what their biggest needs are?
What's their best case scenario? The guy that's still on the board at 10 that they're cutting backflips over is blank. You see,
I mean, I keep thinking it's Caleb Downs.
That plays the same position that Brian Cook does. The guy they went out and spent money on in free agency, they play the same position. And you know what's funny? I agree with you. That's the solution I came to, is that Caleb Downs is the right call. I have absolutely no idea how you're going to play him and Downs together, unless he can be a more over-the-top guy than I think he can, of which I love him. He's my number one player in the class. I don't know how those two deploy together. Especially not in a Lou Anarumo defense.
Right.
It's clunky to me.
Well, he's not there anymore. It's
I said that Al Golden.
Yeah.
Would have been fine with Lou Anarumo. Al Golden's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was on me.
Caleb Downs is is he not a piece that you can kind of move all over? I mean, he doesn't have to play in the box as a thumper.
This is that's what he's been.
Mm-hmm.
He's been way more of the kind of enforcer. He's small for that. It is so hard to evaluate the further you get away from the ball on a team that's really good. I mean, just think about how many players on that Ohio State defense are going to get drafted in this class. At least one of the edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive tackle, 2 linebackers, at least 1 corner, and downs. That's so much talent. And then you get to a safety who's a safety is exactly what the name insinuates. They are the last line of defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what Caleb Downs can really do. I know what he did. I can project based off things I've seen. But, I mean, they just treated Caleb Downs like a toy. Because Davison Igbenison and the other corners on that team, they felt good of them on an island.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody loses their mind of, well, Caleb Downs didn't have a ton of ball production. How often do you think he got thrown at? How many quarterbacks in the Big Ten do you think we're looking at Caleb Downs going, yeah, let's challenge that? We got Igbenison pressing the receiver. He doesn't lose all that often. He does commit a lot of penalties. But even if he gets past Igbenison, I got Caleb Downs hanging out behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Of course he doesn't have a ton of ball production. Of course he doesn't. Where's it going to come from? Oh, and by the way, you have no time to throw the ball because there's 3 pass rushers in the front 7 that are chasing quarterbacks on every down. I love Caleb Downs. I think he's the #1 player in this class, and that's the only one that I can wrap my brain around that Cincinnati's going to go nailed it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's
Sonny Styles is the one that they would cut backflips over, but if he makes it to 10, he lost a limb at some point, and I don't know about
it. There was a report there that there was something much more wrong to him than short arms. Like, we're worried about Reuben Bain falling because he's got short arms. If Sonny Styles were to fall off of the pedestal that he's on right now, it's because he lost a foot.
Sonny Styles could donate all 4 limbs to that the quad amputee that shot that guy the other day. I still think he would be off the board by 9.
That guy's got deadly accuracy. Next for the Bengals,
Brandon Cisse. I firmly believe this team has to add a corner because I'm just looking at what they have. I get a lot of flack every time I say Dax Hill needs to move to the slot because, well, he got better over the course of the year. I don't disagree with that. The question is, was he good? And nobody ever seems to want to answer that question when I ask it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he got better. Okay. That still doesn't say good. I evaluated this kid coming out. I didn't think he had a snowball's chance in Atlanta of playing on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has. Well, I mean, he's a mediocre corner on the outside. I think he'll be way better in the slot. And if you look at him last year, he split his time almost in thirds of playing safety, playing slot corner, playing on the outside. Just let the kid do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Play him in the slot. That's what he is.
Yep.
And Cisse would allow you to do that. Then you got Cisse, the corner of theirs that I actually like, DJ Turner. You do break up the Michigan thing this way. You have 2 Michigan corners right now. Add a South Carolina guy.
Yeah. At number 72.
Now I officially have to deal with the worst part of this team, and I don't think it's all that close. Linebacker. Mm-hmm. Kyle Lewis. You need somebody that can tie all of this together. Because I love Demetrius Knight, and I get it. He was not good last year. You saw a lot of growing pains out of that kid, but I think he will be really good. He does need somebody that can cover ground on the opposite side, and I think that's what Kyle Lewis would be.
Okay.
Because Knight's more of the downhill thumper. Lewis is he's just a good football player, really high football IQ, and he's always around football.
Mm-hmm. Go down to the 4th round, 110.
If I keep saying it, eventually they're going to do it and draft a center.
Mm-hmm.
Jagger Burton from Kentucky. I actually am getting to a point that I like that Cincinnati line. Orlando Brown's a good left tackle. Amarius Mims is improving every single week. You got Risner and Fairchild playing guard. Fairchild by the end of last year was pretty solid. The one hole that I still don't like is Ted Karras. And you know what? He probably starts the year. I think Jagger Burton knocks him out of that spot by mid-season.
If anything, you got to find the replacement eventually. I mean, Ted Karras, he's been around since Alex Karras, hadn't he?
I believe so.
Aren't they brothers?
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you said that. I actually think they are related somehow.
Oh, I would imagine so. I mean, Alex was a big old dude. I'd be shocked if they weren't uncle, nephew, at least.
Granduncle.
Granduncle or great uncle?
I'm looking at Wikipedia. It says granduncle, and that feels wrong. I think Wikipedia. I think you got your relations wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's grandfather. I don't think there's a granduncle. At least that's not what we called it in my family. It went to great uncle, but whatever, maybe. Ted Karras.
There's a joke here that I can't tell. I certainly shouldn't, but
he could be replaced. He wouldn't be replaced immediately by this draft pick, but could be down the road. Jagger Burton at 110. Then 6th round.
In the YouTube chat, Gambit fan asks, so the Bengals are absolutely out on Peter Woods. Here's what I can tell you definitively. They sent the entire traveling party to Clemson's Pro Day. They left there and immediately, same day, signed Jonathan Allen. That tells me a lot because those two played the exact same position. That makes me think, yes, they are probably out on Peter Woods. I don't know why.
6th round, 2 picks, 189 and 199.
If any team does this, you immediately get an A because this is two of my favorite later players.
At 189.
Eli Heidenreich. I don't really buy the Cincinnati backfield outside of Chase Brown. Like, I get it. You have Samaje Perine, who he's still in the NFL for some reason. I can't put my thumb on what it is. You need somebody that can catch passes out of the backfield. Heidenreich, to me, is just a weapon because I think he's going to play running back. He's going to play wide receiver. He's a do-everything player.
And then 199?
Patrick Payton. I do not understand why he is so far down everyone's board. I get it. It wasn't good at LSU. Come back and watch it. Watch the Florida State tape. He's one of my favorite players Florida State's ever had. That should tell you something. Oh, by the way, my history with Florida State edge rushers is I've nailed practically every bust, and I've nailed practically every one that wound up being a stud because I watch every play of every game and sometimes do it 2 and 3 times.
All right, then the Cincinnati Bengals have 2 in the 7th, 221.
Nick Barrett, defensive tackle from South Carolina. I do think they need to add another piece. They have a bunch. I just don't really think any of them are any good. You got B.J. Hill, you got Jonathan Allen, who's here for a short time, not a long time. And then Slayton and Chris Jenkins and McKinley Jackson, and just none of them have really hit.
And then 226.
Caden Wetgen. I believe it's Weegan. Kick returner from Iowa.
A-plus mock draft for the Cincinnati Bengals. Caleb Downs. That's the best case scenario at 10.
For sure.
Peter Woods was once there, but I think you're right, Jeremy. I think first off, I think Peter's fallen, and then second off, I think they kind of covered that in free agency. You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll be right back after this.
Speed on the bases, power at the plate, Gold Glove defense across the diamond. The Stars of Atlanta are ready to take the field.
Michael Harris going to sprint back, and he somehow makes the catch, Willie Mays style, and goes into the wall.
Back and under new management, Tar Heel Walt Weiss takes the helm, chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountain's home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville, proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling needing trees removed and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
It's not just a radio app. It's what's happening right now.
It's on.
On the iHeartRadio app, you're not just listening. You're in it.
You better believe it.
From breaking news to what's happening in your community.
Local, national, and world.
Live moments.
New development.
Real voices.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest.
Amazing prizes. Plus, talk to your favorite hosts using the TalkBack mic.
I have loved always hearing you guys.
This is where culture comes alive.
I listen everywhere on the app.
Download the iHeartRadio app today.
The 2026 midterm general election is going to be here before we know it, and it seems like that might be something we should probably talk about. Mark Starling here from First News on 570, and I want you to join me and Tank Spencer for an evening of bipartisan conversation about the upcoming midterm election and politics in general. We'll have some of our great friends along with us, like Dr. Chris Cooper, Dr. Andy Jackson, former District 11 Republican Chair Michelle Woodhouse, and former NC 11 Democratic Chair Matt Balance. It's April 16th, 6:30 at Cultivated Cocktails in Asheville. Come join the conversation.
Hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
You might not know this, but at the Ingalls Bakery, we actually bake things. Like crusty breads, delicious apple fritters, cakes for any occasion. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
Clarissa Sells WNC is the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have: Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
We're back in the Sportsocracy. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Go to NFLdraft.net. Either one of them, or on YouTube, on our stream, and you'll be able to find the link for the mullet, the ultimate NFL draft guide as compiled by your friends here at the Sportsocracy. Chief writer and head expert at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Green. It's almost 400 pages of Draftmas season goodness. It's right there at your fingertips. Just go and download it. It's not free, though. You do have to, pay a little tiny fee for it. It's not much. It's about what you're going to pay for a magazine these days.
For the price of one meal at McDonald's.
Plus, that's not all. But wait, there's more. There's a second addendum coming out next week with the full mock draft, and it'll have more player rankings than you can shake a stick at. This one already does. It's got all of the players ranked from 1 to 300 in this NFL draft class, which you would think, there are only 257 picks in the NFL draft, so 300 should be good enough. But no, they don't stop at 300. They have to go to 500.
Because we're lunatics.
Mm-hmm.
We're crazy people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There will be pre-rankings for next year's NFL draft class in the second edition of it as well. Position-by-position rankings, A-plus mock drafts, full team breakdowns, team needs matched up with why Jeremy did what he did for your team in the A-plus mock drafts. There's all kinds of great information as well as pretty pictures to look at. So go check it out at thesportsocracy.com, NFLdraft.net, and the link is in the YouTube and all the socials as well for you to pick up the mullet for just the low price of $14-ish. Did I miss anything?
No.
Covered it.
Yep,
Okay.
Nailed it.
Good.
We also have a super chat. And then we have a question that wasn't a super chat, but now I can't stop thinking about it.
Okay.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money.
Super chat from Red Sea said, legend says Aaron Rodgers' secret wife is Diana Rossini.
I'm going to bet it's not.
And Kevin Mullen asked a very simple question. Now, I'm not throwing a name out here. I'm going to throw it to the chat, see what they come up with. If Diana Rossini and Joy Taylor started a podcast, what is that podcast called? I have 11 answers to that. 9 of them would get me fired immediately. 4 of them might get me arrested. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't miss an episode of it.
No. Wait, is it also on YouTube? Is this streamed on OnlyFans? Because I would subscribe to that. So many jokes we should not go down.
Correct.
Jeremy, Akeem Mesidor, once again, getting all the props in the world. Did a big write-up about him on ESPN.com today, further fueling the legend that is Akeem Mesidor. As seasoned of a vet as he already is, coming into the NFL, doesn't that help him? Doesn't that help the draft stock? To know that you're getting a player who's been around, seen some stuff, paid a mortgage or two. No, that's one of your biggest complaints about him.
Mesidor?
Yeah.
What, that his son's going to be in the NFL draft in like 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Akeem Mesidor, I think, started playing football about the same time I did.
Mm-hmm.
1992.
But as the myth grows for all of the players in the NFL draft, none more than Malachi Lawrence. Is that the one? That's the one you keep coming back to? That's overrated?
Malachi Lawrence is the one that I just go, do you people watch tape at all? Like, before you say any of this, or did you just see, hey, he's tall and run good. That's good. He's going to be good in the NFL. In certain situations, I like him. The problem is you're putting him in a position to fail. I had him, I'm trying to think. Randy was the first one to put him with the Patriots. And it got stuck in my head, and I went, yeah, I like that, in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like every single time it got brought up again, he went up 10 spots.
Yep.
And I liked it less and less and less. He's 127 on my board. I've seen a lot of tall edge rushers that were super fast, and look how much juice they have, and they go to the NFL, and they don't know how to play the position at all. Then I see a bunch of short little great first step guys that had 11 sacks in the Big Ten that come into the NFL and turn into Elvis Doomerville or Nick Bonito. It's weird how that happens. The number one question I think a lot of draft analysts forget to ask is, hey, can he actually play football? Like, is he good at this, or are we projecting so far down the line that we lose all comprehensive thought of, you forget this kid's 23 years old or 22 years old or however old he is. He's been playing this game for 15 years, and this is where we're at right now. I just saw one out of the corner of my eye. That's the winner. Gambit fan, you win. We have a super chat. I cannot read it. But it's fantastic, too.
As would any podcast product put out by those two ladies.
For sure.
No doubt about it.
Must-see television right
That
there.
could be our next Super Bowl halftime show. I'm in.
I like it a lot better than Bad Bunny.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is
I might
ES.
Never but I wanted to do it.
To the ESPN Asheville. We'll be right back for the most important message of the day. That wasn't it.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
Warm, dry weather continues. Temperatures in the 80s with dew points in the 50s. Very dry air with fire danger staying high, and maybe some showers with the cooler weather coming in by Sunday. Yesterday, 81, average high 69. Today, 85, records 89. Sunshine, some clouds. A little more cloud later tonight, 55. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sun, 85. Friday, sunny, 85. Close to 90 and sunny Saturday. Showers and 65 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Asheville's Real Rock 105.1. Your home for the Braves After Dark coverage of Atlanta Braves baseball. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise at ParksFordHendersonville.com.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. Again, that's iHeartAdvertising.com.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Got something to say?
Love you.
Well, just tap the red talkback mic on the free iHeartRadio app.
Let's go.
Requests, contests, or just to say hi.
Hey, this is Heather.
Get your voice on the air fast.
I got the windows rolled down, the moonroof open.
Open the iHeartRadio app and try it now.
At Ingalls, we know that fresh means local. The best ingredients don't come from a world away. They come from your own backyard. From the farms we support, to the stores we love, to the tables you treasure. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Clarissa Sells WNC is the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have: Zillow Showcase. Check us out at ClarissaSellsWNC.com.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at ParksFordHendersonville.com.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. Time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
I I hate life sometimes because sometimes I sit back and I just look at the trajectory of getting older and just feeling like an old fart. A big part of that is your kids. They grow up. And they grow up too fast, damn it. And mine have hit the age where they can now start learning how to drive. And I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with it.
Once they learn to drive, you don't have to drive them everywhere anymore.
Well, that is true.
I never this is one of those like milestones that I never understood.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm. What, when you learned how to drive?
Well, I mean,
Sure.
for me, for sure.
Yeah. But
When my oldest kid learned to drive, absolutely. Let's go.
you have a lot more faith in your kid than I got in my kid, apparently. Because
You said that, not me.
I don't know. I
You
don't.
also got to remember, my kid had a bunch of people that she toddled around. So there's a lot. The driving there was a lot like the driving was. My mother didn't drive for a full year. I drove her everywhere she went.
Mm-hmm.
I was her chauffeur for a year.
I have children that I still have to convince them to wash their bits. So
You have a kid who got bored and tried to burn your house down.
Exactly.
I understand why it gives you the angina.
Right. I have another kid who likes to walk around the house looking like there's something from the Wild Things are because he won't cut his toenails.
Oh.
Yeah, just gross stuff like that. And it makes me go, we're going to trust these? No, we're not. We're not. We are not trusting these guys with anything. That is not happening. And then when I look at things that happened like in Colorado, where highway officials had to close I-70 on Tuesday after a major pileup just after 3 p.m. involving dozens and dozens of crashed vehicles and semi-trucks. At the final count, Jeremy, there were 73 vehicles knotted up in a single crash on I-70 in Colorado yesterday. That's a whole bunch. That's a whole bunch. And it's things like that that run through my head going, those idiots aren't going to be able to figure out how to avoid that. There's 73 other idiots that are tied up into this thing. I'm going to trust my children on the road with them? I don't think so. It's way less trust in my children than other people as well. It's just a bad combination. I'm not comfortable with them turning 15.
My story comes from Evansville, Indiana. It's about one Julia Tonchev. She likes to work out.
Okay.
She's 45 years old, trying to keep her body in correct shape.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yesterday she decided she was going to go for a little workout at her local YMCA. Earlier that day, she had decided she's going to smoke a little meth.
Oh.
She decided to work out with meth. You know what that led to?
You work out super hard on meth, don't you?
I mean, I think so. Until your heart explodes.
Mm-hmm. I would guess so.
I bet she would jump higher than 21 inches like Lee Hunter. She decided, you know what? I'm going for a workout. I'm going to put on my shoes. I'm going to put on my leggings. And that's where I'm going to stop. She just showed up at the Y. Full on BO. Just boobs out. What up? She was told, hey, Julia, put them away. Like 2 wind socks. She said, nope, I don't believe I will.
Mm-mm.
They called the Evansville Police Department, who showed up, arrested her for indecent exposure. She was also cited for public intoxication, among other things. And after they arrested her, they looked in her bag. She had a sweatshirt on the top of the bag. But why? But for why did you not just put that on? And all of this could have stopped.
Didn't want to.
Did you listen to a Rodney Carrington song on the way to the gym?
She's got to be free.
Born free, as free as them things blow. Dee, 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 dee.
Is this the same gym that just raised its prices? Because I could see why they do that.
I can't even afford a shirt. I got to pay for my gym membership, my meth. I had to eradicate the blouse. Call Chad Nesbitt. He'll let you borrow one.
In this economy, we're all making tough choices.
That was a great line, and Tank just completely ignored it.
We're just let it marinate.
Let it marinate. Let it simmer.
Ladies, cover them up if you're going to the gym.
If I learned anything,
because
you're nude beach.
Like, honestly, you're going to get somebody in trouble. That's the thing I'm worried about.
I'm not so bad. I don't believe so. Old meth mouth here, I don't think that's the one you're getting in trouble with.
No? I tried to find a picture. And
there was no mugshot, which is very sad. Because I'll bet you it was a doozy.
Could be. You never know, though.
If I learned anything from a nude beach, the ones you want to see are covered. The ones you don't want to see are not.
The others have an OnlyFans, and you have to pay for that.
OnlyFans. When it's not enough to see a boob, but it needs to be your neighbor's. OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com.
I don't even know where you got that from, but now.
I've long said that's the only reason that exists. Because you want to see your neighbor do weird things. That was the whole business model. And somewhere there's somebody that has 20 subscriptions to different OnlyFans going, I feel personally attacked right now. You should, because you're who I was talking about.
Oh, absolutely. I saw one of the scrolling videos the other day that just popped up, and it said something about when your husband spends $350 a month on subscription fees, and I went, huh? That's what it was talking about. The guy spends $350 a month on OnlyFans subscription fees. And it was like a woman chasing the guy with whatever. It was like a funny video. And I'm thinking, like, those people actually do exist, don't they?
Those are the same people that have been duped into buying blinker fluid more than once.
Yes.
Hey, look, this thing you can have for free, you can also pay for it. But for why would I do that?
Don't know.
Never been on one of those sites where I went, you know what would make this better? Julia from 3 Doors Down. That's what I really want to see today.
You know what website I've never been on? Is the one that made me go, hey, I should give you money for what I'm looking at.
Surprising no one.
Right.
Very on brand for you, Mr.
You know what
Spencer.
I'm going to do? I'm going to go find this for free.
I'm going to take somebody that's never been paid to do this, and I'm going to pay them money to do it, instead of watching those who are paid to do it for free.
Yes.
Business model doesn't make any sense to me. I would have never been an early investor, because I would have raised my hand and gone, I don't think this is going to work the way you want it to.
A+ mock drafts. AFC North. We got one more. It's the Cleveland Browns.
You should know the first 2 picks, because I think I've said them about 106 times.
Well, the first one is Monroe Freeling. After that, at 24, what should they do from there?
I've said it 3 times today.
I don't remember. It was
starts with a J, ends with Orden Tyson.
Orden Tyson, that's right.
I feel so confident that's what this team walks out of the first round of this draft with, that it's pitiful. I don't know that I've ever been this confident. Now, the funny thing is, I'll get them both wrong. They'll end up taking Jeremiah Love and Caleb Lamu. Well, did not see that coming.
I don't think they're taking Jeremiah Love.
Feel pretty sure they're not, but it would be a very Cleveland Brown thing to do.
It would be, or this is the spot where they get Carnell Tate at 6, and then end up having to go with Caden Proctor at 24. If you're going to stick with the whole wide receiver tackle thing. That's the one I feel like the media is really forcing. Is Carnell Tate at 6. Because I see it practically that way everywhere across the board.
And I don't know why. I really don't. I don't know why. I have not talked to a soul that has a top 10 grade on Carnell Tate. Not one. You know what I hear routinely about Carnell Tate?
What's that?
I'd love to have him on my team, just not where he's going to go. And I don't see a path. There's so many receivers in this class.
Mm-hmm.
So many.
Mm-hmm. And Carnell Tate is a fine receiver, but is he elite?
No. I mean, just in the last handful of years, the list of guys that have gone that high. Travis Hunter, he also played corner. Teteroa McMillan, I have a much higher grade on him than I have, or I had a much higher grade on him than I have on Carnell Tate.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Roma Dunsley, they were all three higher than Tate. And I get it. This is not a great class, but it's not that bad. Drake London had a higher grade on him. Chase and Waddle had higher grades on that. Had a higher grade on Devontae Smith. He went 10.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you just keep going down the list. It's not that hard to figure out. Carnell Tate's not to me, I can't consider that a best-case scenario. Best-case scenario is you find some way to trade up from 24 to get him at 15. You know, Vega Ioane and Sadiq are gone, and Tampa Bay goes, let's ride the light and see if we can get Keldrick Falk at 24.
Mm-hmm.
That's a best-case scenario. I didn't do that.
But to you, best case is you get the left tackle at 6,
mm-hmm.
and you get the wide receiver at 24.
Mm-hmm.
Monroe, Freeling, Jordan Tyson. Number 39 in the second round.
D'Angelo Pons. I think he's going to have to play at least part of the time in the slot. And I long thought when I was looking at the Browns last year, that slot position leaves a lot to be desired because they planned on it being Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And now that he's done, you're going to have to come up with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And Pons, to me, can play on the outside. The size is going to be an issue. But if you can get him part-time in the slot, it fixes a lot of problems.
Okay. And then?
Keelan Rutledge at 70. I'm sure you're noticing a trend.
He's a popular pick.
He is a popular pick because I have him way higher than anybody else does. Or at least it seems like I do.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's one of those that when I go through mock drafts and I get down to the third round, sometimes the fourth round, and Keelan Rutledge is staring me in the face, I go, how does that happen? How does no one – how did this many teams not see it? Because I see a kid that could do some damage in this league.
Oh, I feel reasonably sure that Keelan Rutledge is not going to make it out of the second round, let alone make it out of the third.
Mm-hmm. But if he's still on the board here in the third, the Browns should definitely take him. Then they go in the fourth round. What are you doing at 107?
Drew Aller.
Let's just take one every year. Maybe
do they have a
year.
quarterback that you like right
Hell
now?
no. But how many names do we have to add to the Poos show?
Do you really think they come out of this draft without having taken a quarterback? Especially if Drew Aller falls that far. Because I had it on pretty good authority.
Shocked.
He's the 2 on their board.
Really?
And I get that. If you're looking for traits.
Then maybe.
If you're looking at just traits, I fully understand how you get to Drew Aller.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to see production and tape, his leaves a lot to be desired at times.
You screwed this up so much. Why not? Why not throw another dart at a board here? You already have Deshaun Watson coming back. Shadur Sanders.
Do you think he makes this roster?
Absolutely.
I'm not as sure of that. I am not as sure of that. It's a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want that hanging around?
I mean, I don't have a better option, do I?
Cut bait. I get it. The contract's guaranteed. You're stuck with that regardless.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you need him in your building.
Adding Drew Aller's name to this situation I don't know that it does you any favors.
I'm
not sure it hurts you, though, either.
I fully believe that Drew Aller would be the best quarterback of the four on this roster within a year.
You may not be wrong.
Traits, he's light years better than anybody than either of the two you took last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now his brain, that leaves a little bit to be desired. But you put a system around him, you put the confines on him, you got a shot.
All right. Let's go to the 5th round. Cleveland Browns at 146.
Trey Zune. I just realized he was in AFC North. I tried to keep the same guy out of ones within the same division, but obviously that didn't always work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have to get a center for the long haul if you're Cleveland. Because, I mean, look, I know they went hard in the paint after the offensive line. Do you feel better about it? Do you feel good about it?
Not good. I guess better, yes, but I mean that's also like fractionally.
I also don't like Ellington Jenkins as much at center as I like him in other places.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the worst position he plays, to be really honest with you.
And maybe they find a way to move him around.
Well, ultimately, when they figure out Tevin Jenkins is not good at football, which I don't understand how people don't see that.
Yeah. Move him to guard and maybe Luke Wappler or whoever you draft could possibly take that slot. All right, and then 149.
Max Llewellyn, edge rusher, Iowa. He reminds me in a weird way of Trey Hendrickson because he doesn't have any of the high-level traits, but, man, his motor just never stops.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the idea. I don't love what's on the other side of Myles Garrett. I mean, Alex Wright, you remember, Das Wunderkind. I liked him quite a bit. Yes, that is another WCW reference.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him coming out. I'm not sure I like him being the only option you have because Isaiah McGuire doesn't do much for me. Julian Aquara's fine. I just think you need another option.
Max Llewellyn just gives you depth
Mm-hmm.
at the position. 7th round, 206.
VJ Payne, safety out of Kansas State. I heard I can't remember who it was now. I heard another analyst talking about he could end up playing linebacker, and he and Cole Wisniewski were the two that I heard that about over the course of the last handful of days. And the more I've thought about that, the more I kind of like it. He's going to be a special teams ace off the jump, and that's what you're going to get here.
Okay. And then 248.
Jaron Kanik, tight end out of Oklahoma. Converted quarterback. Still 100% raw and green in terms of playing tight end, but he is a freak of nature.
The A-plus mock draft for the Cleveland Browns.
Tight end actually may end up being a bigger need for Cleveland than I'm giving it credit for because they have Harold Fannin and literally nothing else. Jack Stoll.
Mm-hmm. So you go get like a Roush?
No, I don't think you'd take one that high. You'd probably get into that like Tanner Koziol, maybe Daquan Wright. Ooh.
So like 6th round?
Please don't take him. I want him to go somewhere he can play quick. Probably. It might be high. I mean, I took Kanik, 20 picks from the end of 10 picks from the end of the class.
Right.
They might go higher than that.
Okay. All right. The A-plus mock draft for the Cleveland Browns. That means we're down to just one.
And then there was one.
The NFC North coming up tomorrow on the program. And then tune in on Friday because we'll have the Josh Rosen class will be unveiled. That's the reverse of the Amon-Ra St. Brown list, which is the guys that Jeremy doesn't like as much as the rest of the industry. So that'll be coming up on Friday.
I got something wrong on Kanik. Kanik was a quarterback in high school, then converted to linebacker, then converted to tight end.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary Birch.
Thank you. We always appreciate you keeping us honest in the YouTube chat. This is the Sportsocracy. We'll be back with you tomorrow right here on ESPN Asheville, everywhere on the iHeartRadio app at noon.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Warm, dry weather continues. Temperatures in the 80s with dew points in the 50s. Very dry air with fire danger staying high, and maybe some showers with the cooler weather coming in by Sunday. Yesterday, 81, average high 69. Today, 85, records 89. Sunshine, some clouds. A little more cloud later tonight, 55. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sun, 85. Friday, sunny, 85. Close to 90 and sunny Saturday. Showers and 65 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are called amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow. Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You could provide pencils and paper, help a music class get a guitar,
or even a science project for a classroom like mine.
Learn more at DonorsChoose.org.
The iHeartRadio app now has presets. Just like in the car. You're our number one. Make us yours. ESPN Asheville, the mountain's favorite sports station, streaming 24/7. Your home for the Sportsocracy. Weekdays at noon. The Tar Heels and Atlanta Braves baseball.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope. Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered